Brushmore. It's a quiet town in southern Ustalav on the banks of Lake Incarthen. Hardly a memorable thing about it, up until recently. The city's citadel fell silent, the guards all disappeared. Then of course there was that business at the asylum. The accountsmen showed back up. They're an odd bunch, enforcers and performers. Researchers, magical scholars. And the new man with them too. They were sent in there by the Count, though he's disappeared these days too. He abdicated his throne, left his manor atop the hill. Who knows what fate Rushmore will face now? But I have a feeling these folk have a steady hand in it.
We've only been in the town of Thrushmore now for a little more than a day. And already we've met an entire gallery of old friends, eager to catch back up with, well, most all of us. Marius, of course, having come here before the events of Briarstone and still with his mind, is fighting his own demons.
Yep.
You've got your own thing going on over there. You're,
Yeah.
doing what you do. Of the rest of us that have no memory of the time that we spent in Thrushmore, the weeks, months, years, lives that we've lived here, it's certainly catching up with us quickly. Some quicker than others. But last week, as we left off, you had all retired back to the cottage. You are, I'd say borrowing is a good word, from the local church of Pharasma. They've been lent to you by a painter, contracted to put some great murals upon the inside walls of this new chapel they've built in the south end of town. A well-appointed, warm, and, well, safe enough cottage where you can certainly rest easier than you've had in this. And after a good night's sleep, uninterrupted by anything or anyone coming to bother you. Are you still sleeping in a room by yourself, by the way?
Yeah, I have water set out for me and for just in case there's 2 glasses.
You gotta leave out cookies the night before.
That's
you
made
pick
on
up an
book.
extra toothbrush.
Extra toothbrush. There's 2 pillows.
If anything, I just lock the door now. I'm definitely sleeping in my own room.
And the window's still a little cracked.
This man's not locking the
Don't
door.
even relate.
Are you kidding? It worked great for him last net gain for not locking.
It was latched last time. It was closed. She gave me that open.
Yeah, I don't need
But now he's just like, nah, she's a little bit cracked, got a little bit of freeze in there. If he wants to come back,
Light a candle.
I'll leave the light on for you.
Rose sprinkled around the outside of the window. So.
If she sneaks in, you start making obvious your fake sleeping noises.
Yeah.
Me.
Take me in my sleep.
We've had a very wide spread of experiences meeting people that we once knew in Thrushmore. Almost we have a scale from directly in front of me here, from easy to MD. How bad was your friend in Thrushmore?
I'm glad my friend didn't take me in my sleep.
No, hold on. I think of all the people here, I'm the least bad. I just didn't pay a goblin.
Who pays goblins?
Up until this point, he's been just a dude.
I'm just a hobgoblin.
Not at all.
You met a drinking buddy and a goblin that you owed, I don't know, a handful of gold to.
I found
So
out that
mean,
there's a large chance that this entire thing is nearly entirely my fault.
I guess, you probably should be on that
There's
side
a
of the
good
scale.
chance that all of season 1 one is like, oh, my bee. Like, that
one's on
no,
me.
that was on me.
But speaking of terrible life choices,
No.
as you awaken in the morning here, all but one of you would feel
Oh,
quite
gosh.
refreshed. Cammy awakening with a bit of a dry mouth, almost a stuffed head, a sore, dull pain behind her temples, and just a hard time getting up, really. A lot of difficulty pulling yourself out of bed this morning. And boy, could you just use a little pick me up.
I have a little bit left.
You have a little bit left.
Like, how many uses? Like,
One.
like just one?
But as you wake in the morning, you are fatigued.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's straight up, I'm not going to lie to you, just withdrawals.
Yup.
Pesh is, well, it's the most popular drug in the Inner Sea region for a reason, and that's because it's pretty addictive.
There's not a nation named after it for
There
nothing.
is a literal entire nation with a capital city, both named after Pesh.
Wait.
It's a big market, and it's good at what it does. That fatigue is going to last for the foreseeable future. That's if it's going to go away on its own, it's going to be a while. This is not like it just fatigued in the morning. This is not a fatigued for 24 hours. This is long-term withdrawal symptoms. We first introduced it here with this stress meter. But this is going to be an adventure over a fairly extended period of time, and there are going to be, it's not your first long-term effect that you're dealing with over there, Cammy, collecting all of them,
Yup.
hoarding them to herself.
That's you get extra points at the end, right? You unlock the secret ending.
Yeah.
If you,
It's actually what bumps
If
up
you
your rank after the credits.
right,
The
if
more
you develop
debuffs
more
that you took.
crippling
Yeah.
issues. Then,
We'll see what state the party is later in this campaign, near its end,
Shambles.
how we fared. I want you to remember how it started and even just how pure and simple it seems now. This is still very much the beginning. How does all your mornings look? This is the first time you had your first time just getting to go to sleep in a warm bed the previous night, but then awoke to two of your members missing, one of whom, like, signs of forced entry, clearly taken out in the middle of the night. The other, well, is even worse circumstances, but this time you awaken here in your beds. You're all still here, and other than, well, I mean, Cammy looks fine to the rest of you. Maybe a little cranky, I don't know. This is just a morning to yourselves. What do you do? Tell me of your morning.
Probably make breakfast. So I didn't get to do it the last morning, so I'm like, wow, this fridge is pretty stuffed. We got a nice ice box here.
Fair enough.
I can smell it.
Food is the first thing on Easy's mind. Decent food. Having been in town for a day, it's something that you now finally have access to after the week or so in the asylum.
He missed breakfast last time.
Yeah.
I went and got breakfast for everyone.
You did.
He wasn't even
You brought
here.
back
Yeah.
breakfast and he was gone.
Yeah,
Marius went and got takeout.
yeah. Marius handles himself. That's what I like about him. Self-sufficient.
You could say he had breakfast in bed.
What?
Eat.
Shut up. Anybody other than that? That one literally took me like 8 seconds to process. It was so dumb. Well, Easy's quick to rise to put some food together and trying to cook something. What are you making? Are you making something just for yourself? Are you preparing like a bigger meal
a
for
bunch of
everyone?
eggs and like
Just a bunch
a
of
lot of
eggs.
scrambled eggs.
Man's here for eggs. He knows what he's about.
Maybe like if we have bacon or meat or something, that too.
You've had a day in town, and I mean, certainly in between moving around to the Sleepless Agency, Bang Bangs, the Tea House, the Stain, You've had plenty of time to stop by some stalls and some grocers, some fishmongers, pick up kind of whatever. So yeah, whatever like basic foodstuffs you'd want to have, you could certainly have.
Yeah, and coffee. It seems like don't talk to Cammy until she's had her coffee.
How is Cammy? She wakes up this morning.
I would stumble out of my bedroom wrapped in a blanket, like one of those like old ice packs, plopped on my head like a little beret. I was just going, I think I'm sick.
You want some mud? I'll have coffee. Like the magic mud.
The magic
The
mud?
good mud?
I'll probably still be sleeping through this on the couch.
You're literally the living area, because it's a relatively small cottage, is just also, it's almost like a studio. It's living area on one side, and the small stove, the wood burning stove, and what kitchen there is just on the side of that. But Trey just passed out on the couch next to you.
Five
as
best
you're here.
friends living in an apartment like a studio. This is like this is great.
This is the beginning of New
This is
Girl.
a sitcom.
This is a
This is
sitcom.
We're
New
taking
Girl.
a hard pivot here in Strange Aeons.
MD, I'm already out of the house, just kind of walking around, just got restless legs. Very restless legs.
So you're outside.
I'm
just
outside, just kind of meandering.
walking. Fair enough.
For Marius, this is kind of a surreal morning a little bit because for most of the party, the previous night was their first night back out of the asylum, really, with like a fresh bed, and this night was my first time like actually getting a full night's rest back in a normal sleeping arrangement. So I wake up feeling better than I have in the past week or two. And it's kind of weird because it has that feeling of being back home. You're not back home, but compared to what we've been through, it kind of feels that way.
Much more back home than Briarstone, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's a pleasant morning, but it still has that like bittersweet, ghoulish feeling. So it's still kind of,
What's the sweet part of the ghoulish feeling, just out of curiosity?
I think the bittersweet is more just feeling better. I kind of,
That's fair.
I meant,
Okay, I give you a go.
The
Yeah.
not being
it has,
insanely hungry part.
yeah, has the unpleasantness of waking up and kind of like remembering, oh yeah, I'm a ghoul. That's fun. But the rest of the morning was pleasant. So I kind of wake up slowly and get ready, put on the hat to look a little bit better.
You almost have this moment as you're first waking up of forgetting everything that's happened. Is it having, just eaten pretty recently.
Yeah.
The hunger is certainly still there, but it's not gnawing and overwhelming like it was the night before. It's just present.
Yeah. Feels like waking up and wanting breakfast, but not necessarily being starving.
Yeah, the smell of the eggs and bacon over here is not quite as appealing for
Anybody
you,
hungry?
unfortunately. But the group of you could take some time to eat, to ready yourselves, maintain your weapons, your gear as you need, sort things out. You've got no immediate rest to charge forth, but you do have quite a few things worth checking out in Thrushmore. Things you've been told by the Sleepless Agency, things you've been told by friends, things you may well be investigating yourself. So, what would be the first item on all your agendas once you were prepared?
What did I miss at the agency?
I want to go to the agency.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to them.
Oh, we're gonna do the whole tell the truth thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do the whole tell the truth.
Oh, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
What if we
kill
do
me?
the favors first, and then that way we
I'm-
sandwich it with good? Like,
I'm-
we did all the things he said,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
we
yeah,
killed
yeah.
one
I'm
of them.
Gonna drop by, say, "Hey, I killed this lady
I mean, I think they
Again.
know that part.
again,
Okay.
and this is where she's buried. If you want to go pay respects."
Okay. What if they get mad?
Well, they're already mad. They already hate me. I don't think it
But
could bottom out
aren't
even
they
more.
kind of like the police, and like that's kind of like a
No.
confession?
They're not the
I think
police.
they're like private. I think they're like.
There are no
Do
guards.
they have? That's
our guard.
But
No,
they could be mad and just set a trap for us because they know where we're going because they sent us to go do something.
I'm still gonna tell them.
If they set a trap for us, more of them are gonna die.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
Another one of her shows up.
Or someone without a tongue.
But we could end up fighting the entire agency. And we just
Have you seen the people in the agency? No, you haven't. That was me, Cammy, and Trey. We could take them. Me and Trey could probably take most of them.
Of the 4 that you had seen inside, the worker sat at the desk, and the lady who had answered the door in the first place certainly did not outwardly appear terribly threatening. Though the elf woman who had been on her way out when you came in, as well as Sasadia herself, both looked quite capable. Compared to yourselves, difficult to say at a glance.
what if hear me out. What if we have anything else we need to talk with the Sleepless Agency about, we can talk with them. And then as we're leaving, you can leave a note and then we just leave. That you get to tell them what you want, but we're already gone by the time they actually know.
This is something I want to do. So this is something I'm going to do.
We should maybe bring.
They're
bring
not
some-
cold-blooded murderers, and they're not going to kill me right then and there. They probably plan something sinister if they want to. But as of right now, we're helping them.
Okay. Bring flowers or something,
Bring her flowers, do whatever you want to do.
so they could put it on the grave or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's not like the rest of us killed her.
We killed her the second time.
It was necessary.
She was already dead. We put her to rest.
It'll be fine.
It'll
Seem
be
like
fine.
good people.
Okay. I'd like to meet them. That sounds fun.
Yeah, anyways, you need to talk to them. I need to know Two Penny's back.
So we should at least tell them after we tell them anything else we need to know.
We talked to them a lot. Me, Cammy, and Trey did, but if y'all have any questions, I guess you can ask them too.
Okay.
I do. We need to be careful because, you know, if there are other things we need, this might burn the bridge with that agency.
I think they already know I killed her. That bridge would have been burnt a long time ago.
I think it was like plausible deniability before. Now,
Yeah,
now
you
when we
didn't-
Just
confess.
come out
At
and
that
say-
moment, you notice out the window of the living room here a bit of a commotion. I just kind of sat on the back corner of the smaller of the 2 outer islands in the lake, upon the shores of which their Smarsh sits. And you can see the bridge right next to you that leads across the way to the main road and almost straight to the Sleepless Agency. And a fairly large gathering of what looks like 24, maybe even more, people just making their way towards the bridge from the other side across to this island. Many of them wearing almost identical simple clothing, quite a few in patient gowns. And at the head of this parade, you see a very familiar figure in Winter.
There's our first. We'll talk to her.
She said she was gonna move into the chapel or something.
Yeah.
Can we all talk to Winter?
Oh yeah. Are you our new friend? Like, what? Are we just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
introduce you as?
What are you doing with the hat?
In the morning I would have put it on and probably looked a little bit more like myself, kind of, you know, thinking about
Just a little
being
bit
back
less
home.
dead.
Yeah, a little bit less dead.
Pretty cool.
But for obvious reasons, I think I will not be anywhere near Winter. It will probably be just trying to maybe watch from the window or just hide.
you could,
Like
you
a
could be
neighbor, like a nosy neighbor.
Yeah,
you could be another Denman. We could have 30
Just
Denmans.
more.
The world could always use more Denmans. You're right.
For what it's worth, might not be a good or a bad idea to talk to her. You don't look ghoulish.
You could say you got better.
Could throw
You
her
guys
off.
have miraculously.
I convinced her there was another ghoul.
Yeah.
But she'll probably try to heal you and
Yeah.
prove it. And you'll
But I can say I'm
She
well.
did.
I'm well
there you-
Edmund just peeking.
Never forget.
She did do that to us actually when she figured out what he was. She did a little woozy
Yeah, I don't think she
magic
likes you
and-
anymore.
I think for
If
now.
you could hold a straight face, she won't know it hurt you.
True. I think for now I'd rather just avoid that conflict in general.
That's a
gonna-
problem for future Marius.
Yes.
So this procession at this point has made their way across the bridge, and the tail end of it's just starting to move out of sight past the window. If you're gonna catch it, you're gonna have to go catch it.
Should we go? Should we pretend we're not home?
I don't think it matters.
Okay, we can talk.
Yeah, for now, it's not worth it. We know where she's going.
And she's not hard. She's not hard to find.
True.
She sticks out like a sore thumb.
Do a house call later. Chapel.
So you just waiting.
Not
hide
our
in the window.
problem.
Yeah, no,
Way to
close
come
all the
for
shades.
Close all the
She
blinds.
has
Yeah.
her-
She has a
Close
handful.
the blinds. Wait for this to blow over.
Quick.
Lock the door.
It looks like you got a little more time in your morning.
Well, these eggs are delicious anyways. Just-
Thanks.
I'm gonna sprinkle a
Over.
little bit of pepper in my coffee,
Yeah.
if you know what I'm
You
saying.
could have put it on the eggs. but
This is
No,
way,
no. I think that the combo is gonna do wonders for my system. Listen, I've been thinking about this.
That's not how that
Oh.
works.
It's an imperishable blend.
I don't know. I don't care.
You take your last dose of Pesh and you just
To be fair,
crumble-
literally doesn't know
that-
how to
I
use
mean, that's
pesh.
fair. This
Not
little
anymore.
powder.
It's
Okay,
always
so-
worked.
So when you drink this, what you have is the equivalent of like a crumbled cigarette in your coffee.
Yep.
Yum. That's what I say.
You know how coffee's really bitter if you don't add stuff to it? What happens if you add a powder that's really bitter to your coffee?
It's gonna be gritty and chunky. It's
It's
gonna
cowboy
be
coffee.
bitter, and it's
Kimmy likes it black. It's fine.
it's not
It's like
have any particular taste to it.
this is black squared. This is extra.
If I saw this, I feel like I would not be surprised at all. In fact, I would expect you to just put your eggs and bacon in the coffee too.
But as you put it in there, I will give you that this will suppress the fatigue for now.
I don't want that. It's time to go find more. It's
But sometime later, now given perfect reason to just savor your morning, the group of you, maybe poking your head out the door first to make sure all the commotion here is done, can see that indeed it seems like winter has led the survivors from Briarstone Isle into New Chapel. Just right across the street. So
Neighborhood's really gone downhill.
right there is not just all the survivors from the cathedral, but what sure looked like all of Xandalus's cult as well. What's left of all of them now sheltered within this abandoned chapel.
Oh, also on today's list of things to do, Trey, I think we need new armor.
I'd like
Yeah.
to go to the market.
Yeah, let's go to the market.
The
Yeah, I'd
grate,
like to go to the market.
the grate is very uncomfortable.
I want to go
Yeah, the pipes are not the best.
Going to the shopping.
shopping.
But you are, I assume, on your way into town stopping by the Sleepless
Yeah.
Agency
Yes.
first.
Rip the band-aid right off.
Yeah, the five of you
Sure you
arrive.
don't want new armor before that?
Knock on the door and are once again greeted by the face of Meg in the doorway. Just kind of sighs. Well,
I have something I need to tell to the lady. Forget her name. I actually, out of character, just forgot her name.
did you follow up with that fishmonger? Did you find anything about the lights down the coast? Lady Rents told us that you were.
It's not about that. It's about something else.
Those are issues for tonight.
We were detained unexpectedly.
And she steps back and opens the door and lets the group of you step over the threshold once more. Where you see much the same scene as you'd seen originally.
Before I walked in, I'm probably gonna kind of like, probably think about that like dock worker I saw the other day and look a little bit less like myself, regardless.
Okay, so you try not to look like Marius.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But as you come in and she just sort of looks at you, because obviously two of you weren't here last time, but she recognizes this one
Oh, hey.
clearly and sort of like raises an eyebrow, and then whoever this new person is After a brief minute or two, you're led back upstairs and once again into the office of Lady Society Arrest. Still sat behind her desk. I'm looking across the group of you. So the cats come crawling back, and they apparently have some information, something that you've found that we haven't known about.
No, it's
Is it about Kleina?
yeah. Man, you're really good at your job.
I'd like to think so. Spent more than a decade doing it.
Oh, she found me.
So it was you then.
Apparently so.
I don't know the whole situation, but I heard a little rumor that a certain goblin shop was knocked about. Had a bit of a terrible afternoon with it.
Well,
Kleina showing up and then suddenly disappearing into the ether once again. And then a group of figures much like yourselves, very recognizable, burying a body later in the evening out in the chapel.
yep.
Putting two and two together, seems like a pretty straightforward story. One of the easier leads I've pieced up.
You forgot the part where we fixed the door, so...
We did walk out of the shop with a fixed door, but
Tell me what happened.
you want the murder part or the part where she found me?
Are you, is there anything about yesterday's events that you aren't going to share with Lady Grant? So you just...
No.
Gonna
I'm not
tell
sharing
her.
my side of
I'm gonna tell her about what happened yesterday, and I'm gonna tell her about the memory.
You tell her what you remember.
I
okay.
tell her what I remember
Oh.
too.
When she listens again to all this, just like the story you told her the previous day of everything in Briarstone, this is much more brief.
I'm breaking eye
Yeah,
contact.
this time her gaze not really moving from MD at all, as she just looks seemingly unsurprised to most of what she hears. Though the state of Kleina showing up in the form that she did does shake her a little bit. That's the only time that you've seen really any real reaction from Rance other than just confusion of the things that you're telling her. She winces a little. But she doesn't interrupt once you finish your tale. That's all then?
We gave her the best burial the five of us could.
Most of the story we'd already heard, at least when we'd figured, fair enough. Kleina heads up to investigate Iris Hill, figure out what's going on with the manor grounds and the Count, and doesn't come back. Small handful of enforcers that possibly could have had a hand in doing that, and among the list of possible suspects, your name's quite at the top there, Brick, handily and easily.
MD.
Didn't have any proof or direct evidence, nothing we could bring the town guard up to Fort Halicourse, but
The name's not Brick.
MD, as it were.
Thank you. I just figured it'd be best to tell you now.
I appreciate the candor.
Don't know if it's
Honestly, I do.
guilt or just a need for you to know.
Regardless of what it is that's pushing you, it does take some kind of man to fess up to something like that. Especially coming into the lion's den, putting yourself at our mercy and fessing up all the way. That's, I'll admit it, respectable.
Well, now that my job here is done, I wanted to let you know that she is buried. You can pay respects, or if you want Winter to do a proper rite. We don't know the rites. We're not religious people.
We'll
as
reach out to
far
what
as I
family
remember.
she has, of course. I don't know if there's much to tell on that front.
I just,
Possibly for the better, I suppose, given
Yeah.
her state.
yeah.
And Twopenny,
Hello.
been some time.
Yeah, I was indisposed last night.
The fact that you're traveling with this group here is interesting to me and does as well confirm a lot of suspicions we've had for some time. You were with the Count's man, weren't you?
I guess.
Not much you probably remember, but you were a lot more subtle than the rest of these folks you travel with. 2 and 2 we couldn't piece together so easily.
Yeah, you can't. I didn't technically do anything. I don't know. These folks kind of do stuff. I'm just there sometimes. Do you know
Enough.
anything?
In that line of questioning, what did I do exactly?
As I said, details I have, I'll wait for tit for tat. You follow up on that fisherman, help me with some of our problems. Take one of the 101 things going wrong in Thrushmore off my plate, and I'll help you out as I can.
We'll be checking
Temper
on
your
that.
expectations. There's only so much I have. I don't know your life stories. I wasn't your biographer. I kept some tabs on the manor estate, and the Count's men, just as part of my due duty. But you personally, you specifically, we've hardly met. In most cases, haven't at all. Until yesterday, that is. Well,
We'll have more for you soon then.
time's ticking, I suppose. The nights grow long. We got reports of ghosts in the street now. Apparently my own people coming back as undead raving through the city. Kidnappings, the disappearances, the guard, the count. Like I said, 101 leads to chase. Help me track down at least one of them.
Right.
I'll just nod and start heading back out.
And as Trey turns and the rest of you ready to take your leave here from Lady Rents, you can tell that she clearly has a pretty stern front here. But you coming here and telling the story that you did, MD, has visibly changed her a bit. She is still very reserved. She's obviously not sharing really anything with you. She didn't even address Marius at all. Doesn't seem to care. But as you turn to leave, you can almost see her second guess her decision just for a moment before she straightens back up and just waits for the group to get.
1 second, Renz. Do you know anything about Reese? Does that name ring a bell?
Is she Nargon?
That's a last name. N-A-R.
Nairgon, if I recall correctly. I could find her file. Make that part of our
No,
trade.
that'd be weird. I don't want the file. I just. that would be too weird. I'd know too much information. That's not
She's a
right.
newcomer in town. Blew in a little less than a year ago, but not less than 6-8 months, perhaps.
Okay.
Don't have a ton of information about her. Besides, well, a suspected rap sheet about half a mile long.
Suspected.
Well, if there's one woman who doesn't leave a shred of evidence to anything, if any of it is linked back to her, it's Miss Nargon.
Okay. And I've been in town longer than 8 months. It's like I'm not new in town. Was I born here?
You've been a feature here for about as long as I have too, Penny.
Cool.
At least a handful of years. Since I've had my eye on you. Not much of a drinker. Don't freak with the stain. Couldn't tell you a whole lot more than that.
Okay.
Like I said, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Sounds good. Thanks for the info.
Look, I want to help you guys. I really do, but I truly... And she just kind of gestures to the 1,000 things. So just across her desk here. I'm really up to my neck in it. More than I can handle. I need any aid that I can get.
Well, stay still young. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your honesty, MD.
Wow.
Our group, you head out of the office. It's a short meeting, much briefer than your last one. And you head back down the stairs to an almost confused Meg, just sort of. That was fast.
Here for a different reason today.
Best to go talk to her about it if you have any questions.
We were in the neighborhood.
Actually, I'd prefer you go talk to her about it. I don't know
What is that
story.
supposed to mean?
I'm sorry for your loss.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna walk out.
What did you do?
I just walk out.
While we're in here,
Is there any pesh?
well, no, hold on. It's an investigative agency.
Yeah.
Is there maybe like a little wanted list? Maybe somebody wanted for dealing?
Evidence drawer.
The evidence
I
cabinet.
don't know.
Near
Maybe
the
do I
front
have a little
door.
cork
Near the front
board?
door, in front of their reception desk, that small little receiving area, almost like an indoor porch.
Mhm.
There would be just a bulletin board. It's not so much a wanted board. It has a lot of like little town odd jobs and things posted up, but it does have a couple of bounties and reports of things. One of which you would recognize. It's a missing poster for Marius.
I take it down.
How old?
It's only, I mean, it's not dated, but it certainly looks pretty fresh.
This is something that.
Does it
Winter put
just say missing or wanted or anything?
It's
Wanted
not
dead or
wanted. It's
alive.
missing unknown circumstances. There is no like coin bounty or anything for it. Some of these do have that, but this is just seems to be an ABC. This guy.
Call this number.
If we're on the porch together, I'll be like, can you come stand behind me for a second? And I'll have MD or Trey, the big fellas, stand behind. I'm going to take it down and stuff it in your pocket.
Fair enough.
This is how Raz is born, by the way.
And then we leave. I leave. Once more out into the town.
Beautiful morning, beautiful day, great skies.
So,
Slight drizzle.
which job do you want to do first?
I think first we
Fisherman,
Fisherman?
talk to the fishermen, make our way to the markets.
the lights don't show up till night.
Yeah, we definitely need to re-equip ourselves before night.
Okay.
Market or fisherman, either order.
Well,
I would put my vote in for market.
the market does seem like a fairly easy task, and you know where the main high market is up at the town, as most of you had been there just yesterday.
Awesome. She wanted to see the statue and the
And
heart.
Stella is also up there.
Just go and put your tiny little grubby hands all over it.
So
Lots
you
of alleyways.
And we still have all our.
there are, yes. You head north.
It's amazing how your mindset changes when it starts affecting you statistically.
North up the road towards the market here. And as you travel, make
Dogs.
me a perception check. You are just walking through town. I want one from Cammy.
Oh no. Okay.
Pest vision.
That's a 15.
Make
8
a
on the die.
perception
15.
check.
15. As you look, just kind of walking, yeah, lots of alleyways, lots of, people about. It is just the morning.
People with coats.
Cammy's eyes are definitely like wide-eyed, like darting around.
Nothing new.
You would notice that while the majority of the people in the town that are moving through the streets, up towards the docks or up towards the market or wherever, are just going about their business and really pay you no more heed than anyone else in the streets, there are a couple people on porches, people through windows, people going over maybe to the other side of the road as you pass by that are very much watching the group of you as you move through town, that are clearly reacting. Some of them see you, you get closer, blinds close, windows shutter. Some people go as far as you see them kind of stop a little abruptly and take a different path. And you start to notice it more the more you look for it.
Is that Pesh finally kicking?
But you, before long, arrive up at the top of this hill outside the High Market. This grassy knoll, this park, with this stone monument at its center. It was a couple feet tall, maybe 4.5. He's a bit taller than Cammy. Fair bit shorter than all the rest of you.
I walk
A
right
four-
up. It's huge.
Four-sided stone monolith with an almost kind of rounded top and these strange yellow glyphs on its front face.
Can you read it?
Hold on. I'll go up to it.
That
and
was that's the reading face. You
Yeah.
gotta
really squint.
Straining it.
Strain the
pop a
brain.
blood vessel.
I'll walk right up to it and kind of. Nothing's jumped out at me yet, so I'll just kind of like, almost trying to engage and like to begin reading when you don't normally need to. Just kind of walk up to it and sort of like feel on the glyphs and kind of squint at it and be like, anything coming to me?
No.
Just for funsies, can I recall knowledge on this thing? I have
Sure.
No idea what it is, but
You, what's your society?
society is +1.
Sick. I rolled decently, so here we go. And it's not a difficult check. So, you would recall that There are 2 of these in Thrushmore that you would have seen that are kind of just one of the little weird local landmarks of the town. There's this one up on the High Mart, and there's one on the larger of Thrushmore's little islands, actually much nearby the Hanging Cages, the gibbet that you had passed on your way in. Pretty much just kind of right behind that, also up on that hill, a similar hill, is another. As far as you can tell, it sure looked like the same thing up there.
Okay. Was there runes in the Chain of Knights that were similar to this?
The Chain of Knights is a very big book that would take like days to study. That's something you would have to devote a significant amount of time to trying to unravel.
There's no appendix.
But you
no
Weird,
runes
mysterious
on the
Nobody
page.
dares.
Table it-
unfortunately.
yeah, come on, man.
No,
but what you've looked through, what you've seen, especially like of the rituals, the parts that you'd been over, you hadn't seen anything that looks similar. No.
Can I open it to page 8?
Did you just roll a D100 and roll an 8?
Yep.
You are so lucky we don't actually use D100 tables.
Well, just copy it down. Maybe you'll remember it.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm reading it.
What's it say then?
You're ruining my concentration. All right, Blue.
You just hear like,
What about
Okay.
page?
Okay, no. Okay,
Hey,
sorry. No, sorry.
What about page 97?
clambers down and just
Nope.
appears just sort of on your shoulder, looking at you and looking at the thing.
Okay, so we're supposed to read this. It's like my thing. You're embarrassing me.
Dude.
Can't I?
All right.
I don't understand.
And then, from nowhere, you would hear a voice almost whispering into your ear. Focus. You know this. Try to remember. Focus on the shapes.
God.
Edelme. Focus.
Jingle, jangle, jangle.
She would kind of look over at MD. Voices. I hear voices now.
Keep that part to yourself.
Okay,
What's it telling you? What's your voice is telling
hold
you?
on,
to
I'm
do?
focusing.
All right, she's focusing. I sit down on the ground. This is gonna be a
I'm
while.
gonna kind of like put my hands on my like just kind of trying to
Tray. Just like a
assume
tray.
any position that I would associate with like really intensely focusing.
And as you're trying, you think about that. You think about the places you've seen a rock like this before. You've seen them in Xandalus's drawings. You've heard apparently there's one on Briarstone Isle as well. That was the one he seemed to be depicting. You'd seen one in that second memory that Melisson had helped you remember. And you try to focus on that, but it's difficult. Even recalling that situation, that scene, it's hazy and there's no logical continuance of events. It's all over the place. But you remember a little bit more of it. You're sitting there, looking out this hood around your head, occluding your vision, just staring at the body of the man who just had the dagger plunged into his neck. Melisson down on her knees next to this similar looking Stella, just looking at you with a mixture of anger and confusion. And you feel yourself shaking a little bit. And a tear. You are just crying, and you don't know why. You feel the weight of a big, heavy hand on your shoulder, and that's it. That's all you can get. You're just back in this field, this rock in front of you. No connection between any of these events.
I guess I can't read it right now.
Wow.
As we're sitting and waiting, Marius is just gonna be up, kind of just lightly touching and sketching what the runes are just in his notebook.
Good idea, Marius.
It will come. Give it time.
It'll
It will
come.
come.
It'll come. Give it time.
Stop.
Don't force yourself, Cammy.
She's gonna kind of whisper, "Who are you?"
The rock.
Malevolence, obviously.
Oh my gosh! Why did you say so? She says
I-
that out loud.
I thought you would recognize the voice.
Well, no, I sort of just.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to upset you.
I thought I just developed something.
Sorry, I just thought I could help.
No, you're. No, wait, actually, stay on the line real quick. So I can't figure out how to read this. I thought I was supposed to be able to read. Sorry, guys, I'm on a call.
All right, Trey.
She's saying this all out loud.
Easy.
She's talking. She's just saying these words. But there's no more response.
She hung up on me.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but
All right, cool. Call's
It's
done.
the voices.
Signal
Sorry,
dropped.
it's her name is Millicent.
oh,
Sounds nice.
okay.
I don't think that she is. She's nice to me though.
Oh, none of us were nice, from what I've heard.
I'm.
And as you two, Easy and MD, the finger guns at each other here, next to Stella, kind of laughing. What a trigger. This scene has happened before. Almost exactly. The two of you standing here in this park, right next to this Stella, Easy, Martin, little finger guns up at you, but Brick looks far less amused as he just stands there with his arms crossed, looking down at you. One. You have one name. It's like, look, it's the off season, man. This thing's not as busy. There's not as many travelers coming through. Look, you want it or not? No one's gonna miss him. He's coming through town. No connections. It's all I got for right now. It's 1 or nothing. Fine. You hold out your hand, and Martin holds a little paper with a flourish, just right in his hand. There you go.
Makes that exact noise.
Just. I'm trying, man. But like, it's winter. No one's coming through. Like this.
Oh.
There's no,
I was like, oh.
Everybody went.
there's no travelers. There's no crops. There's only so many people coming through trying to sell things or just going on journeys or visiting whatever. I mean, you want people with no connections, right? There's not a lot of those that actually live here. What are you gonna do? Start kidnapping people out of their beds at night? Guard's gonna notice that. Brigus kind of looks down at you, still just frown on his face. Maybe. You're like, what? It's a joke, right? It's a joke! And Brick just takes his paper, puts it in his pocket, turns walking away. He's just like, you're kidding! We can't do that! People will notice that! As Brick just walks off.
I just had a case of deja vu.
Same.
We were a team.
Oh, I wouldn't call that a team.
Yeah, it sounds like you wanted me to do things I didn't want to do.
Oh, it sounds like you were
Whoa.
doing things you were asked to do, and you were doing a poor job at it.
Well,
Either way, Brick did not seem like a very nice guy. Martin seemed a lot of fun.
yeah, I seem like I followed along.
He's really just go with the flow kind of guy here.
Half of least.
I'm just gonna tell Cammy and Trey the memory I just had.
Oh, you were finding a guy.
People with no connections. People that can just disappear.
People no
Oh.
one would miss.
So did you know like for what?
Do we want to draw lines and make connections?
No. Oh no, dude.
Want to describe that memory to me again that you had?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was for me then.
Are you a doctor or scientist?
Now, how did I tie into all of this?
Of a variety. I was
Well,
I was actually really cool though, and I'm gonna tell I'll just spill the whole the torture, the
She's only shared that with MD so far. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be
clearly
the first
leading
time the other
human
three of you-
sacrifices of some kind.
oh yeah, that's right. You didn't tell them. We didn't have that conversation. Yeah,
Okay.
we were not good people.
No.
Put some of my stuff in perspective. But
Sounds like you weren't a great person either.
does she mention like the cloaks and stuff? Does that
Yes.
ring a bell?
Was I the choir boy of this group? What's going on here?
What the hell did I do? Was I gonna kill anybody?
We're all bad people. Where's my
Robbed a
bad?
goblin.
Magic Academy
That's-
back with the
that's
raid again.
not
Welcome
bad.
in. Dude, oh, you have a great penchant for coming in while we're discovering how terrible we used to be.
Yeah.
How
You were
terrible
like
we used to
triggered,
be.
triggered by flashbacks.
Well then,
For the raid.
Okay.
awesome.
So you're like our boss?
I think our
Yeah.
boss was the count.
No, you said it. Yeah, I
I
wasn't
don't-
gonna say anything.
I don't believe
But-
he was our boss.
You can
I'm
believe what
pretty
you want to
sure
believe, but
You were like my boss, and then
hey,
she
who are you
was
getting
your
the
boss.
dice
all right,
for?
all right.
Wasn't the
This
count?
one.
And then
Wasn't
the
the
count
count
was
paying
like,
us?
the count
I'm
was like
pretty
the
As
sure
super
you
that-
boss.
guys try to put this whole together, just real quick for everyone joining with the raid, we're playing through a Pathfinder adventure called Strange Aeons, and we have a table of amnesiacs who, in the first session of this adventure, were literally handed blank character sheets that they filled out as they got into situations and tried things and learned what they were good at. They have next to no memories about who they were, but they are slowly reliving some of these steps, meeting some of their old connections, and putting the pieces together. So if that sounds interesting, every Saturday, I mean, you've done this twice now, we're here. It's a good time.
So you were his
So
boss.
the count was the
I was-
boss.
And the counts was the super boss.
You're the one that got the names. I'm the one that got them. She's the one that ended it.
And then I think Reese and I tagged and bagged him or something.
Technically, Melis did the one, so
Sounds like you guys
Just
had
not
a whole
the others.
bureaucratic setup going.
We're
General
a team.
manager.
Apparently a good team.
I
But yeah,
Trey was there.
I was there.
I mean, I had how many?
You're probably
cloaks?
important. You probably
There's
helped
there's
nab them.
enough
I was
cloaks
the
for all of us at the.
forged-
I saw a cloak at the warehouse.
There was enough cloaks for all of us to be there, so it's.
I'm sure Trey was there too.
I'm sure.
We probably have like monogrammed cloaks somewhere.
This
But-
bathrobe.
Come on, everyone.
Yeah,
We're here to
this-
do shopping.
And into the markets you head, seemingly not with anything else you're going to learn from this Stella, if that is what it's called now. What is it you're all looking for?
Armor.
You
A-
want
actual
some
armor.
Actual armor.
A bow
You want a bow?
for my violin.
Oh,
A bow.
Oh, no,
yeah,
not like
violin
a
bow.
weapon.
Why
I
would
was
he
like,
need a
are you
weapon?
proficient?
Oh my god!
Like,
No.
Yes.
I was like,
these
that
are
was
my-
a pivot. I wasn't expecting. No,
My
okay.
friends are my
You want
weapon.
to stop plucking your little violin strings and like actually play a violin like a
friends are your
person who knows how to
armor.
use a
My,
violin.
and my weapon.
I don't even know how to pantomime playing a violin. Like, so, also don't have a lot of space for it right here. So I got a desk in front of me. I can't put my arm right that far because there's a microphone there. I got a lot of things, okay? But
I think I'm
Just
just
go
gonna,
the other way, which
I'm-
feels really awkward even to mimic.
We divided the money up in a way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we split it to
Because you
carry
didn't
it.
pay for your.
Yeah,
fight.
he was just like, take it and go. So I got
yeah,
the
you
spear.
didn't end up paying for your spear. Bang Bang just wanted you to leave.
So me and Trey are carrying all the money.
Can I have my allowance?
I mean, we're yeah.
Okay.
I'll need. I don't know how much, but
We'll
I'll
go
bring
together.
back.
Yeah.
Oh well, we can multitask, so I can go off and do mine. We'll just save time. So
I'm good for.
I need some.
I'm gonna go find the
bring
most
back
amount
the
of
extra.
metal that I can put on my body and throw money at it. We'll spin whatever's left.
I'm
I
gonna
didn't
go
know
find a large amount of metal and put on my body.
You guys make shopping sound so violent. I know. This is a
We can get
outlet mall. This is
Probably clean clothes. We haven't even done that yet. We've been in this town for 2 days.
I got clean clothes.
mine's
Yeah, you came back looking
Oh
spiffy.
yeah, I have a whole warehouse of like
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, so we can just go there and we don't need to buy anything.
Well, they're him size.
Yeah, let me
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna fit me and
They
Trey.
won't fit you.
He's a very small man.
Yeah, we're
I'm
actually
a very
zero human-sized
average
characters
man.
aside from Easy.
Oh,
They're
sorry.
all either too big, too small, or
that,
just
Or
dwarf.
too normal.
Too normal.
So
It's too just right.
realistically speaking, what is the heaviest quantity of metal I can put on my body?
So looking around here, like I said, there isn't a proper like smithy. Obviously,
Back to
this
Bing
is
Bang.
stalls where people are selling things, but there is no market for armor. That is Galarian is a dangerous world. People carry swords around. Almost everyone you see would be armed with at least something. There would be some weapons, some armor available. Though most of the smithing in town is focused on like horseshoes and tools. Probably like chainmail and scale mail. You would probably be able to find like, a couple of simple breastplates, but like a full suit of full plate is.
Oh, I'm wearing the equivalent of a breastplate now.
Right, but you could get a breastplate that's not made of pipes. It is a breastplate that doesn't have the fragility. But as far as like a full suit of like full plate, like knight armor, isn't
Yeah.
something like your average.
I'm not
town
expecting
peasant's
full
gonna
plate.
buy. But everything below that, you would be able to find some showing of. What was it? Do you want to look for?
I
Marius?
was also just going to be looking for new clothes, probably less torn up and bloodied. And,
Now,
maybe
clothing
some,
is something that would be much simpler.
maybe some basic survival gear too.
The clothing in Thrushmore would skew, especially what's available just in the market here, would skew very heavily towards two things: durable and waterproof, because fishing village. A lot of the footwear that you would have available is like big knee-high like sealed leather boots, like waders almost. Stop it, you two. Why are you the way that you are?
I don't even know what we're
gotta-
laughing about. He
I
just
just-
started laughing. I don't-
You got a thing for fishermen?
Think it
Oh,
I'm just imagining a dwarf in like children's like boots, like rain boots.
Like the bright yellow rubber, like Curious George.
I'm going to go jump in a puddle.
But yeah, like heavy traveling cloaks made of slick treated leathers to be waterproof, wide brimmed hats that would run the rain off to the sides, things that would survive and stand up to like the rigors of farm work and fishing boats and dock work and porting and all of that. But that is not to say that there would not also be just an assortment of lighter, more fine clothing as well, as there is. Thrushmore is where the Count lives. Counties are large. This is more or less the capital of the county that it sits in. There is a fairly decently sized nobility sector, even for a small county such as this one. So, really, whatever you're looking for, whatever you're after, there'd be some showing of as far as clothing
Okay.
works.
Splint mail.
Splint mail?
Not full plate, but covers more of the body.
Fair enough. It's not just a breastplate.
Yeah.
Split would give you a lot more protection. They would have that, of course, just for travelers, merchants, or people that needed to work outside the town or needed to move around. Of course, the roads, even less safe than the streets of Thrushmore. And in the streets of Thrushmore, you could jump by revenants sometimes, apparently. So it's a great place.
He got jumped by 3 people who hated his guts. I
You
got
just
jumped by
got
one
regular
woman.
jumped. Yeah. By just dudes. What about you two? You're looking for a bow for your violin. And you are
strolling down some alleys,
looking
Look at all the
minding
wrong
my
places.
for
business.
some stuff, some goods.
Uh-huh.
In Ustalav, at least in Thrushmore, there isn't really a cash market. If one was to look, make me a gathering information is diplomacy. Make me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Use the power of Pesh.
So that's going to be from, well, which one am I spending? Because I'm not keeping that. That's a 2.
This is important.
I'm going to, this is from Hypervol. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and find some.
Hypervol, your support helps Cammy find drugs.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Nope, that's the same number.
I saw the 20 facing me, and I'm like, she didn't roll a 2 again, did
Fixed
she?
point.
'Cause
Fixed point.
The exact
Fixed point
same
in the
number. So
timeline.
it's
Fixed point in the timeline.
a total 10.
So
But
I'm gonna say
I
The
really
voice
want
break.
it.
I'm gonna
I think-
say that a small pink-haired child is gonna have a hard time finding a drug dealer. You know what a sting operation is?
profiling me right now.
No,
You're
the
a
drug
cop. You have to
dealers.
tell us if you're a cop.
The drug dealers are profiling you.
There's no way I look like I don't look like a narc dressed like this.
You do.
You look like a narc. You look like a child.
You look like someone who can't keep their mouth shut.
Hello, fellow kids. Do you know where I can find some drugs?
I'll send Blue skittering off to go on some independent searches as well. We'll make a perimeter.
You're gonna release your chameleon into the wild to go find drugs. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So that'll happen.
Strange Aeons.
Strange Aeons.
I think he's better at it.
You would find no success trying to hunt down any illicit. I mean, it's not even like Pesh is necessarily illegal. It's just kind of frowned upon, and there's definitely not like an open market for it in Thrushmore.
Is
Gotta
there
go
like
to
a
Catapult for that.
is there a shadier tea store than the one that I went to?
The chameleon has a +8 in perception if you wanted to have it look.
You're gonna have him look around. He's
This
off
is
on
my
his
lawyer.
And Easy over here is looking
Yeah.
for a bow for his violin. Now, there would be some instruments available for sale, but the effort and time that is put into, like, you can't machine things like this in this technology level. These are all like hand carved, like handmade. They have to get the horsehair to string the bows and everything. Nobody's really carrying like a replacement bow. So these are like sets that are like
Okay.
finely. It's like a violin or a fiddle is a lot of effort and not a small amount of coin.
Okay.
It'd be pretty difficult to find someone willing to just part with a bow and then be stuck trying to sell a bowless fiddle.
We did get a lot of money from Clay's. I could buy a whole violin. I'll buy a whole set. I'll have two. I have a warehouse that can
That's
store
upgrade.
things.
Are you telling me you don't believe in your ability to make a bowstring?
No.
Notably, the
know where to
violin
find
that
a
you
horse.
have is very much, I would call it a violin, to the point where it almost looks like it's well made enough that you can't even see like work marks on it or anything. It's been lacquered to that sheen that you would expect. Vibrant and reflective. It's got those like the acoustic holes carved into the face, like perfectly mirrored. The way the strings are attached, even honestly looking at some of the material that connects it. Now that you're looking at a couple of other fiddles to compare it to, it's beyond comparison. This violin that you have does not look anything like the works that are being sold here in Thrushmore. It'd be like holding like a medieval hand-forged claymore up to like a machined work from like a modern era. It's just like it's the same concept, but it's clearly not the same thing.
Some low quality goods here in Thrushmore.
Then that's not it either. They're not low quality. They're not cheap. There are some fairly well-made ones. I mean, no one that's going to be putting their time into trying to carve and sell like high-class instruments like this is going to be doing it with cheap ones. There's not a market for that. These are the works of nobles. Are you just looking for a bow, or would you like have your violin out?
I have it with me too.
You would be at one woodcarver who you'd be talking with, trying to pitch some kind of a deal for just a bow. I mean, you'd be out like, I have this violin. He would literally look at this and be like, can I see that for a moment?
Yeah.
Handle it gently, of course. It's just
It means the world.
holds it up and is like looking at the neck of the violin and what are they called? Keys, the tuning keys that you twist and the head of this and everything. Truth be told, mate, I couldn't even tell you how this thing was assembled. This is a work of art.
Dang.
These wow. You know what? Honestly, I'd be willing to make you a deal. I'll give you a bow if you leave this with me for a day, just to make notes about its construction. Write some of this down, commit this to paper. I'll straight up give you one. No coin needed. And I'll hand
Okay.
it back out to you. And he'll turn around and just go to like the finest piece that he has, where he has the bow just kind of set up on a display slung across it, and just take it off. And I put it down the table. It doesn't match exactly. It's a much lighter wood, but it's a fairly finely made horsehair bow. I'm serious. This that thing you got there, that piece is. Just glancing at it, I can't even understand how some of the construction came to be. Some of these are.
It was a
What's
family
this?
heirloom.
It must be. It's something I'd be very much happy to learn from.
Yeah.
I'll give you this one right here. Come back to High Market tomorrow afternoon around the same time.
It's my grandmother's. She passed away, and it means a lot to me. Okay.
I'm gonna be careful with it, mate. You can trust me on that one. This
Okay. What's your name? My name is Martin.
Marley, I'm close.
Marley. Close. Okay. Marley. I'm good friends with Rince over at Sleepless Agency.
So I'm not gonna do nothing with it.
So if I don't get my
This is-
grandmother's
You
violin,
gotta get a receipt.
love how
I'm not giving up my business I've had here for years. This
Okay.
is how I feed my family. To
Okay.
pinch one piece from you
Sorry.
there.
I know it's not. I don't trust you. It's
Just,
just.
I
it
feel
just,
like
it
it'd
means
be,
a lot. It
it'd
means
be
a lot
like an offense to Shaylin to steal that thing from anyone,
that's
or to
what-
see it come
that's
to
what
any
my
harm.
grandmother would say. She was very devout.
I love how when he's threatening someone, he uses his real name.
yeah, right.
My name is Martin.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't much of a threat. That's just like, if anything happens, I literally will. I know her by name. I will go straight to the Sleepless Agency. That's not a threat. That's be very gentle with this.
But here, I'll take this one down off the display and keep it. I'll keep it down on the side. I won't sell this to anyone. That bow's yours if you come back and find me tomorrow.
Okay.
I just. Honestly, I think it's even worth the loss of a day to close up shop right now and commit as much of this to paper as I can.
Could I like as collateral just borrow like a fiddle?
Certainly.
Something. Whatever the pair was for that.
Yeah, and he'll absolutely just, without a thought, put that fiddle and the bow down on the counter. You can take those for the day if you need them.
Okay.
No concern of mine at all.
Sweet. All right. Well, I'll see you, Marley. Martin. You're here tomorrow, same time-ish.
Yep, here. Every morning and afternoon.
All right.
He's no longer looking at you. He's still just turning this thing over, looking at the work, the way it's carved, the way the pieces are sealed together. Like in disbelief almost at this thing.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
You
Well,
have a different fiddle.
let's go.
Not the fiddle.
And as you turn to leave, hey, Martin. And he's
Yeah.
looking at the underside of it. He just kind of holds it up. Easy.
Uh-huh. Amelia.
Ah. Well, you'll get it back in the finest condition you've seen it in years.
Thanks. It'll mean a lot to me and her.
And he is super gently moving to find a way to put this in a protective case. This man's he is taking no chances in handling this thing.
Okay.
Sometime later, all of you would eventually regroup at the front of the market with you two with whatever simple suits of armor you'd been able to find with peddlers here.
Wanted to find a man to take some runes off a dagger and put it into a club.
That's doable. It does take a day.
It does.
That would take some time, but you could certainly find
An odd request. Just drop a cool silver dagger on the table and a piece of wood and say, runes from that into that.
Well, definitely a strange request for sure. It's finally made for Esmond's silver dagger and a tree branch. I wanted to go to that one. I like the bonk sound it makes.
That's the Ghoul Slayer 6000.
You could certainly find some apprentices in here who would handle that for you as well.
There's technically nothing stopping you from putting runes on a tree branch. Not a fashioned club, a tree
yeah,
branch.
if you can wield it as a
Oh,
weapon, I don't see why not.
A club is anything that's club shape.
I don't know if there's specific rules for what a weaponry can go into, but I'm pretty sure you can put a +1 striking on a frying pan.
That's a weapon.
I guess a frying pan literally is listed as a weapon. Yeah, it actually has weapon stats. You can put it on a spatula,
It's a club. It's a club.
A teacup.
a
Reinforce
teacup,
it.
a violin.
We know very well that you can use a ladle as a
Yeah,
weapon.
whatever happened to the ladles?
Club.
Oh yeah, where's the cook? We gotta go back.
You would have your split mill. If you want to leave, if you're leaving the dagger in the club with an apprentice wizard for a day, they would be able to transfer that over and handle that for you as
And
well.
Getting some I want to see if I can't find actual gauntlets.
Then figuring out how much all this costs later. 'Cause it's the price that it says it is.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
not
It's
here to
on the
spend
thing.
2 hours buying items.
No,
Market
it's not.
price, market price,
So,
market price.
It's all
So-
market price. This is what
all
you're paying market price.
But yeah,
You're gonna play
gauntlets.
scenes that matter.
And gauntlets.
You want to buy split mail? Congratulations, you're the proud owner of split mail, and you're out whatever split mail costs. We'll figure that out later.
I wanted.
I know
to-
you guys got money. You're fine.
I wanted to do this to haggle.
We just-
What's the point if I can
We
haggle?
just take the
Haggle
credit card and go
simulator.
swipe.
Wait, when's our tax session?
No, not never again.
Never again.
There has to be one per
We have
campaign.
a job. We still haven't gone and sat in front of the artist.
We already have the tax collector, so we have to have him
You
collect
are
it
moving the
first.
reins over. Did you find any armor as well?
Yeah, I got a breastplate and then just gauntlets.
So you have a breastplate and some gauntlets. Right, throw some hands. Breastplate and gauntlets. You're getting split mail. Marius,
Basically new clothes.
just getting some. You can
yeah, I
honestly
think
like
it'd
the amount
basically
that you spend on
leather
that is
armor.
how fine it is. If you're looking for just simple clothes, we're talking like a couple of silvers for a few outfits. If you're looking for something more finery, honestly, the upper limit is how much you want to spend on it. But I think like a gold is like a noble
I think,
outfit,
like,
well made, fine. Like
I think like a good work outfit, something that would just.
you're looking
like,
at silvers, so
yeah.
like yeah.
And I did want to see if I could find like a basic fire starter of some kind, as well as like healer's tools. If those are
Absolutely,
available.
yeah. Those are exactly the kind of basic tools that would be extremely in abundance here in the markets, because those are the things that everybody needs. The flint and tinder, simple sets of healers tools. I mean, like basically every family everywhere needs a set of those, especially the ones that are in all the outlying farms around Thrushmore. No problem whatsoever finding any of that stuff.
This is like a nice little break from all the horrors that await us. Just
Get our shopping beach episode.
Yeah, just shopping episode.
Can I also buy a pair of glasses?
Sure.
Okay.
What shape
Just-
are
What
they?
kind of just to
Just
look
regular-
cool?
I just want to disguise.
You go with a Clark Kent angle,
So
all right?
shades.
Yeah,
We're
with the,
looking-
fake, with the fake nose.
and a ball cap.
Yeah, with a mustache.
You got the Groucho marks, yeah, okay.
Something where I can get a little less heat.
You could find, I mean, yeah, you could certainly find some fairly like wide-rimmed glasses that would obscure a good amount of your face.
Okay.
It's gonna do what it does.
Gotta hide from the no tongue.
Oh, it's going to be totally indistinguishable.
Starting to feel guilty about taking your hat now.
And Cammy, as the rest of the party meets back up with you with their new fancy armor, Trey kitted up in this heavy splint mail, the MD now with his breastplate, just metal fists strapped onto his hands, a couple of shopping bags, I imagine, here with Marius. The glasses. He came prepared.
I'm Martin. This is Martin.
I throw a little outfit at Cammy too. It's like, I don't know your size. This looks close enough.
Oh, thank you.
Children's clothes.
It is just children's clothes.
A bright yellow sundress.
We're all
It's
yellow.
beautiful.
You
There's Curious
would
George.
feel little clawed hands kind of scamper up your leg as Blue returns, and he would just shimmer back into existence on your shoulder.
Holding a bag of pesh.
Come on! No.
You just sort of shy back and fade out from view as he.
No, get back here.
Don't yell at the lizard.
Get back
You
here.
feel him.
This
just,
is
like,
between him
you
and me.
feel him like backing down your shoulder blade.
Get back. Where are
You
you?
can't reach him.
Hey, lizard, if you want to ride with me for a little bit, you can.
Absolutely not.
She can't reach you on my
We'll
shoulder.
regroup. We'll figure it out later.
But at that point, having stopped by the Sleepless Agency and then swung into Heimart to buy some things, feeling a fair bit more kitted with a brand new fiddle, it would be getting late in the morning, near to afternoon, by the time you were all done with your
Fishman time.
expeditions. Fishman time.
Now, actual stuff.
Yeah, now we have actual things to do. Fishermen, and then an evening nap, and then the weird spooky lights.
Brunch.
And brunch.
We can't make skip brunch.
I love it.
Important
I
part of
imagine
the day.
looking over at him now. Easy just looks like a man who actually has a scheduled planner. Like, okay,
Yeah.
brunch at 3.
Looks like an accountant.
Talk to weird fishermen.
You would head back down towards the piers. You're up kind of as inland as it gets here at Heimart, making your way back down the hill, down the roads, to the other side of Thrushmore. The warehouses, the small fishing dinghies, which are mostly out, a couple of them that are in, not being crewed today, or in their dry docks with some repair, looking for somebody. You were given a name. blah, 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 totally Remsatter that I totally remembered, and don't just have the book sitting open to exactly that page for specifically that reason, because I do not know why his name will not lodge in my brain. I can remember Cisadia Rents, but for some reason Remsatter eludes me. Making your way down to start asking around. Normally, at about this point, I would prompt you guys for a diplomacy check to gather information, but not too far into your inquisition would you hear a voice call out and see a familiar face approaching. Keldrin! He's a dock worker by day, after all, and you're all very visible. And Keldrin comes walking over, this newsboy cap perched on his head, a bit heavier attire than he has in his normal pictures, thick leather overalls, pretty scuffed from what looks like years of wear across the front. Hey, Hogs, friends, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Sorry we missed you last night.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's, it is what it is. You've been busy, I figure. Honestly, I think everyone has, really. A lot of stuff must be coming together. The whole gang's up and gone, really. It's kind of just been me. Solo drinking for a while. But hey, it is what it is.
It's a little sad.
Well, it's never, if it's sad, you drink till it isn't, huh?
That's sadder.
Well, maybe
You
you
ever
can
do
help
any
us out a
harder
little
stuff? Never mind. Go ahead.
bit. This one's a little out of pocket sometimes.
Oh, he was. You gotta talk to. I can't remember his name. Your guy.
Which one?
Your guy.
I don't know where I don't know where they are either, man. I mean, you disappeared, and then everyone else just kind of stopped showing up. I ain't seen you. I ain't seen Skin Saw. I ain't seen Flims. I ain't seen Reese. I ain't seen any of these people.
I saw Reese recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's well.
Oh, that's good. So it's still in town then. What are you guys?
Busy.
Busy. Yeah, everyone's busy. I've been busy. I'm not that busy, but like, there's not a ton of cargo coming in out these days. I only got I think 2 ships on the whole schedule today.
Hey, as long as they're paying you to be here, right?
One's only unloading, so that's pretty easy. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Like, hey, what you guys up to?
I don't know his name. You just said
We
it,
need
and
to
I don't
find
know his
Holy
name.
Remsetter.
Keldrin.
Remsatter?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's down other end of the piers, I think. He's up at 21.
20, Pier 21.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit of side business.
Oh no, that's terrible.
What, did he do something?
Nope.
No.
Nothing.
We have to talk to him.
Oh, is this about the witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been telling everyone, man. He's he's sure he saw something.
Fascinating story, and my
You guys
little
think it's
friend
really the
here-
witch?
No.
No.
I mean, it happened once, right? I mean, it could
happen again.
it could happen again. I mean, it's not like it's. I don't know.
Everybody
I don't
knows
know
that
how witches
witches
work.
don't exist, so.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure there was a witch. I mean, like that whole vanishing thing. Like, ooh, that happened. It's not. I don't think it's everything. It's it's mostly just kind of like a kid's tale now. But I mean, something definitely happened.
Maybe everyone just left.
I mean, maybe. This place does kind of suck.
They could have got bored, and walked away.
They just took all of Thrushmore and moved it somewhere else.
Then they came back though for some reason. And here we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Why would you come back to a place where everyone disappeared or left?
Maybe
That's a good question.
That's a very good
Yeah,
question.
I don't know, man.
let's
That's
leave in the first place.
Well,
Maybe all the people who disappeared were the ones you were trying to leave, so with them gone.
Maybe it's a
come back.
migration. Maybe it's just a long.
Oh, you think it's just an
migration.
excuse? Like they're like, "Hey, babe, sorry, the Thrushmore vanishing. I'm not gonna be home tonight," and they were still drinking at the bar or something.
yeah, something.
Yeah.
Here, but I'm just gonna pass him a silver piece. First round's on me tonight.
Oh man, hey, you come. I guess you guys are the Stain. You're still gonna be busy. I mean, if you got stuff, you got stuff. But hey,
We
beer's
should
beer, man.
we should be by tonight.
Okay, awesome. No one's come for your stuff, I don't think, so that should still be there.
Excellent.
All right, cool. Well, if I see you, I'll see you. Yeah, Pier 21. We'll catch you guys later. I guess I should probably be doing stuff.
You get back to work.
Catch you later.
Later.
And
Your friend seems a little dumb.
Your stuff.
Let's talk about the other friends that he referred to.
Skin Saw was one of them.
So how did
Is anyone
did
trained in
your
religion?
memory get jogged?
Trained in religion?
Yeah,
Can I roll it untrained?
Yes.
probably, but probably not honestly for this one. I don't think
Minus
so.
1. Do it
I'll
anyways.
throw it. You roll it.
Yes.
You roll. If you roll a 20 on your Malachite, I'll give it to you.
I am trained in religion.
That's a 14.
Yeah, you don't know. But give me.
Which is right beside a 20. It
This
was
isn't
very
like
close.
there's not a critical failure in this. You can just roll it. This is like, do you know it or not?
8.
I know
19.
The 19. I will give you the 19 that you would know that Skinsaw is one of a lot of names or titles for various heralds of Norgorber, who is the god of secrets and cults.
And this is a buddy of ours.
Norgorber. It is kind of hard to say out loud. Norgorber.
Norgorber.
The more effort you put into it, the harder it is to say.
If you just kind of go, yeah,
You just go Norgorber, and it comes out. And you go Norgorber.
What's the god that their name
No.
starts with an
I know you're going. Stop.
We're buddies with this. The skins.
He's buddies.
People get nicknames.
Okay.
We call him Derp. I mean,
Yeah.
No, people get nicknames. It's a bad nickname. Not a name.
It depends on what his hobbies are. It could be a very apt nickname.
Could be a leather worker, you know.
Yeah.
Just because I work in produce doesn't mean I want to be called Apple.
Apple corer.
a fruit slicer, if anything.
And he said that this was a title for.
Are you
not the-
telling me
That's what
you
that's
don't
what he
want to be
called-
known
Yeah, it was
as
like
the
a
fruit
title
tosser?
for one of the heralds of Norgorber.
Okay.
Pier 21.
Pier 21.
Off to Pier 21.
This
Making
place
your way
reeks of
down.
Ocean and probably fish.
It is. I mean,
Ocean.
it's not ocean. It's not a saltwater
you're right.
smell.
It reeks
This
of.
is
It reeks of.
absolutely reeks of fish.
Freshwater fish.
The
I'm bringing out my clothespin again.
Yeah, the
I don't-
area in and around a fishery is not a fantastic place. The smell is certainly unpleasant at a lot of places in this pier. But as you discuss this briefly, and Keldrin walks away, Cammy, you weren't really involved in this conversation. You're just kind of there. You were a little. You try to hit him up for Pesh, you know, as you
Yeah.
do. But the more he talks, the more he drops these names, the more you interact with him, there is more to this man. He is not the, I'm going to say kind of dumb, friendly goofball that he seems to be presenting as. Why he's hiding that from you guys in the group definitely strikes you as very suspicious.
So Trey, what's the stuff you got?
I guess we'll go by the.
Oh, you didn't even ask. You,
How would I know?
okay. You were just like, all right, I'll get it later.
Yeah, that's not my problem right now.
We'll go
I'd
by
be
the-
so curious what my stuff.
You have a whole warehouse apparently.
I don't even know what's in there.
I don't.
I'd be so curious, he says. Doesn't know what's in his own warehouse.
Oh well, I didn't want to like ruin the mood of the night by like
Oh,
being
you know,
all.
he's not
Oh,
that. Now he's just bragging. Now he's just bragging.
Okay, wait. Is the warehouse near where we are now? The one
You
I
would
remember.
be in the area, yeah.
Okay, we can stop by after we talk to Tolly.
I guess we just add that to our schedule, right?
We're in the
We
neighborhood.
got time.
Yeah, go talk to Setter, whatever his name is, and stop by your warehouse. I guess just go check it out.
I want to show you the place.
Yeah, brag a little bit.
Maybe like you.
And go by the stain. See what they have for you.
Go by the stain.
A lot of leads in Thrushmore here.
Yeah.
You got a lot of directions.
Yep.
And then after staying the spooky lakes.
But for right now, I mean, that's what we're trying to track down.
Yeah.
We keep adding stuff.
Yeah,
The list is growing, not
I got a
shrinking.
long itinerary.
As
That's
you
how a
walk
schedule works.
towards Pier 21.
Filling up the quest log.
Pretty far down the west side of town, near almost to the extreme. Each of these piers denoted with simple numbers all the way down as you walk. I mean, it's organized, sorted for a reason. Pretty easy to find where you're going. And in fact, down at 21, you would see a merchant barge that is currently being loaded into a pair of the two nearby warehouses. Things being heaped up on the dock next to the pier, sorted into a couple of piles, and then ported off. It is probably the biggest hive of activity going on the docks at the moment. Be a dozen stevedores, porters, and fishermen around the area. Most of the fishermen just kind of hanging out. A couple of them helping in as well. Quickly asking around would easily find you, Mr. Remsider himself. One of the figures just kind of sitting, simply on break watching. He just sort of raises an eyebrow to the odd group that approaches him here.
We're not odd.
Aye.
Witch. Tell us about the witch.
And the lights.
I don't want to beat around the bush.
I can tell you, it's... You can see it yourself if you look. It's there damn near every night. It's difficult to see from the shores, but we're out late on the boats, nearer past sundown. Nets are full, dragging our way back in. 2-3 miles north up the shore. You can see the lights glowing out through the darkness, like a witch. I don't know what else it could possibly be. Like there's
What color are the lights?
they're orange, they're yellow, and they flow, they move, they almost pulse through different things. It's been red sometimes, but I ain't going here to check her out. Look, I'm trying to get the coin together so I can take one of these barges out of here. If the witch is coming back...
She's not.
It could be swamp gas. I hear swamp gas does some stuff. Yeah.
It's a lake.
A humid lake?
Aye, they're all humid lakes. But it ain't no swamp gas putting out lights like that. She's doing something out there, she is. I don't know what she's preparing for. I ain't going to look, and I ain't sticking around to see what happens neither.
And if
But the area you see it's just open water during the day. It's not like
It's shoreline. It's not in the water. It's in the trees. It's on the shores. It's on the banks. It's unsettled. It's too steep. It's too rugged and wet for farms. So it ain't none of the farmers living outside of town that's putting it up. It's too far outside of town to be. No one's squatting out there. There's nothing to squat in. And if it was a traveler who just got stuck not knowing how close he was to town, somehow didn't see the lights, but camping out one night, I mean, maybe 2, 3 a week.
it's every night.
Not every, but most of them. We're not out on the boats that late most days. I've seen it a couple times now. 2, maybe 3
And
over the course of a week. Week and a half, 2 weeks even.
how far offshore are you when you see the lights? Where's the
And we're well out in the lake. It's the deeper you go, the better the fishing works. But we got trawl nets, so we don't go that far. It's half mile, 3/4. We're not even as far out as the light is down the shore. But still, even from that distance, don't matter how clear the night is, seen it through blowing rain. Like a beacon, like on top of a lighthouse peeking through. It ain't normal, I'm telling you. If it's not the witch, maybe something else, something worse. I don't know. Not sticking around to find out.
Could we like rent some of these boats and try and look?
You could probably get one of the boats we used to get from the asylum.
Oh, I thought they were like using that for the people.
I think they're
It's
all
down the
here.
shore. If you're just looking to die, you could pick your way down there. It's a couple of miles, but you could walk. The roads wouldn't be that far off, but you could probably find a dinghy to rent, rowboat of some sort. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just a fishing hand. I'm now working as a porter, trying to get some extra coin, putting things between here. I want to get my wife out of here.
That's fair.
We'll find it. We'll take a
People are
look.
disappearing. People are seeing ghosts in the streets walking at night. It's the witch, I'm telling you. It's too many things at once. Look, a weird light's one thing, but with everything else that's going on,
Everything has an explanation,
yeah.
and it's not the witch. You're letting your fear get a better hold of you.
You can believe what you believe. I'm not taking no chances, mate.
No one I've known's disappeared.
Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, so no one's gonna disappear again.
Never should have come back to Thrushmore. They never should have settled this place again.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cursed, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
But I gotta work. Follow my coin. I gotta move these boxes. I gotta help them offload. If you
We'll
go out
figure
there
it out.
peeking around, you don't come back. I'll say I didn't warn
I
you.
will.
Hey, if we don't come back, you know where to find us.
I ain't gonna go looking.
Hi, I'm keeping safe here.
It was a joke.
Ain't a joking matter.
Anything's a joke.
He
no matter.
stands up and kind of sort of quickly walks away from you guys back towards the activity going around.
As a thanks for the information, I'd be like, here, to help you get on out and toss him a silver.
Thank you, mate. Might make the difference. It might. You're a kind soul. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't go dying over nothing. Just run. If you got the coin to spare, use it to run while you can. He's off.
All right then.
My place should be somewhere around here. It's
Yeah,
like,
let's go check out this. Cool
I didn't come by in the
warehouse.
daytime, really, so.
What we're gonna do? Go look for lights in the middle of the day.
You're gonna go try and find this warehouse. I mean, it's not gonna be hard. You were pretty awake by that point, I'd imagine.
Very awake.
And I mean, it's not like it's just a building. It's not difficult to locate. You know exactly where Reese led you.
Okay.
You head over to that same warehouse. It's well off enough, but clearly abandoned. Not dilapidated, but unmanned. That same big pair of doors sat in the front, facing not out towards the bay, but in, a little away towards the side road that feeds this. Little out of sight.
Is it open? Is it locked?
When you push on it, it does not appear to be open.
So it's locked. Is there
You
a
don't
spare-
see anywhere with like a visible lock or anything. Well, you were inside. It was like a big set of warehouse doors. It's got like a huge latching bar on the inside.
I'm just
That's
gonna
the
knock.
most logical explanation. Fair enough. You wait a moment before you hear heavy grating metal of a bar being lifted. The door creaks open a little ways. You see a man dressed not hugely differently from anyone else you see porting around the docks here.
Just gonna point it easy.
It's me, Martin. Martin, it's my place.
Right.
Stuff's here.
What do you need?
I just wanted to like chill for. It's like hot outside. I want to sit with my stuff.
It's not a clubhouse.
So my stuff's here, and I can't
We're a
even.
little busy. If you want something, I can grab it for you. If you want to, you specifically,
Yeah.
pop in here real quick and grab something, that's fine. But that lot's staying outside.
Okay.
Oh,
Why?
you afraid of us?
No. Just been told not to let the rest of you in.
Everyone else seems to be. Just joking with you.
So wait,
What
who,
the heck?
who said that?
Melison's orders. I'm not asking why.
This is good. but-
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go in real quick and get
Make
some
it
things.
quick. And he just kind of steps back and
I'm-
let you through.
Is
I'm not
Mellison
stopping.
in there?
Yeah. Is there?
Hey!
Other, is there
Hey!
Other,
Out of it!
is there other people in there?
As you come in, there would be one other figure in here. It would be you, this guy, and another woman. Not Reese, just another woman.
Not.
That's
well, I don't know
working
what she
to
looks like.
move things around. Not what?
Not Mellison, but I also never met her.
You wouldn't know what Nelson looks like anyway, so maybe.
Okay.
But they both look fairly plainly dressed. They are currently piling what looks like a series of half dozen canvas wrapped objects. About anywhere between like 5 and 6.5 feet long.
Okay.
Maybe about this wide.
Okay.
That's just Pesh, right?
so like upright faces.
They definitely do look like wrapped bodies that have been hauled in here, and they are just moving into a pile around in the corner.
That's the best way to transport your drugs. No one's gonna think they're drugs.
What are you looking for, Martin?
I think I just needed to get some of the money I left here.
Did you leave any money here?
In like my clothes.
He
I think I
heads
left
over
some gold.
towards the same little crate near the
little gramophone calliope thing.
Yeah.
Reese had used the last night before. Just looks in. You got some clothes. You got a couple of books. Oh yeah, this is a coin purse.
Yeah, yeah.
He picks it up and jingles it and just kind of tosses it to you.
Sweet.
There. It's gonna take us a minute, so
So yeah, good luck, and I'll see you around.
you okay?
No. No. It's been a rough week.
Martin,
Yeah.
get some sleep, man. You're acting weird.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'll see you around.
he turns and heads back over to help the woman move these bodies. Hey, shut the door on the way out. I'll get the bar behind you.
Cool. See you.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I've been weird. You know.
I don't know. Don't tell Malison we let you in. You're definitely on the no-no list too, but I don't want to piss off Reese. I'm not looking for that right now.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I don't. Why is she mad at me? Did she say?
She's not mad at you. You just, I don't know. So I don't ask any questions.
Okay. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
something happened, you do something.
I don't even know with her sometimes. You know. Sometimes it's like.
You telling me?
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to not step on eggshells. Hope you too.
And they're picking up one of these bodies, then hauling it over, and dropping it up in this little, more sorted mound they're building up in the corner. You think they could just stack these and bring them in? You just dump them here.
I know. We have reason to be mad at her.
What? No, this. Or just.
Okay.
I don't got time for this. I gotta get back.
All right. Bye bye.
And after no more than a minute, you see the door come back open, and I imagine
Got a little
Martin
coin person.
he squeezes away out, jingling a little coin purse, and
Left some money there.
shuts the door behind him. And there is where we will take our midstream break real quick.
2/3 stream break.
2/3 stream break, kinda, yeah. We're
wow.
gonna stand up. Yeah, time goes. A lot of things happen. We're gonna stand up, stretch our legs, and we've got, boy, just so many breadcrumb trails to follow here in the lovely little town of Thrushmore, a lot of which seem to be overlapping in a huge variety of weird and interesting ways. Who knows? Anyway, it's going to be about 10 minutes, so feel free to get some drinks yourself, stretch your legs, pee them if you got them. We'll be back. I honestly couldn't even tell you where exactly we're going because these are hard to prep for. I have to just prep everything and then just figure out what it is that you guys want to do on any particular day. Like I said at the
Just-
beginning of the show,
Go back to the house and laze around.
we don't have a
Yeah.
plan. I don't tell these
We're
guys
gonna
where
play
to go.
checkers.
They're doing whatever they want.
Hold on.
We got a lot of rock, paper, scissors. Very rock, paper, scissors heavy episode. But we have very recently gotten our podcast back up. I want to shout that out real quick before we go. If you search up the UGT show on pretty much any of your regular podcast networks, Season 2 with Strange Aeons should be getting up to date on there. This very episode being on there not too long after it airs. We've got all the old podcast content we have and all of our content going forward should be there. And speaking of cool bonuses, I guess the podcast isn't really a bonus. It's just like a regular means of consuming a tabletop live play. We reformatted our Patreon, so it's just one tier now. Just $5 and you get everything. And everything is post shows. After every episode we put up, we hang out, we talk about what happened, what we think's gonna happen, our wild theories, because both of our current campaigns are very like mystery and intrigue focused, and argue about Pepto-Bismol and NyQuil, you know, the usual. The things that we do. Check that out if you want to support the show. We'll be right back in 10 minutes, everyone. Don't go too far.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. As we left off before the break, we have learned a couple of things. We confessed our sins to the detective agency.
We?
Colby confessed his sins. to the
Forgive me,
detective
Father, for I have
agency.
sinned.
Cammy remembered a little bit about some of her previous activities. And EZ and MD got a bit about the work they used to do together.
Buddy, comedy duo.
Talked to a fisherman to learn about weird lights on the shore, and we checked out very briefly EZ's warehouse, which
I
Just
can't
be
go
a little
inside.
occupied. Yeah, maybe Easy's warehouse is a strong word, perhaps. The warehouse that Easy went to one time. Before we get back into things, let's go around real quick and just briefly reintroduce everybody. We'll start here.
I'm Marius Greyfall, a dwarf ranger who's just trying to figure out, find answers for how my family lost our business and home, and unfortunately became a ghoul along the way.
I love that your makeup gets exponentially more ghoulish
Yeah.
every stream. It's like ratcheting it up until
A little bit
we
more.
hit maximum.
I am playing MD, our large 6'8" orc friend. He's the best friend you'll ever have.
Friend.
He's the best friend you'll ever get. Playing a rogue, hold scarred orc, covered in lots of nice little ritualistic tattoos. Very intimidating.
Howdy, I'm Derp, and I play the Hobgoblin Frontliner.
Keep slank. Very fighter's a simple man.
He go whack.
He go whack.
Yep. I'm Sully, and I play Cammy, an itty bitty gnomish witch, who's trying to scratch that petchy itch.
Y'all got any fish?
I-
And last coming out of the warehouse here.
Very
Yeah.
impressionable.
Oh.
Kevin. I play Easy, Martin, Twopenny, just the regular human bard. Just
Perfectly average,
Trying
average
to-
guy, average looking guy.
I'm just trying to figure out who I was, get my stuff back.
As you come out of this warehouse and close the door behind you, the rest of the party just sort of waiting. It's been like a minute tops. He holds up a little purse. Got
Found
13 gold pieces in it.
I don't know. We're on the do not allow inside list for some reason.
Yeah, no, what gives with that, huh?
Millicent is the one who.
I'm trying to make a call right now. Hey,
The number you reach is unavailable at this time. Please
I
check the
can't
number
hear
and try
her.
again later.
if you're saying that.
Do do do.
You're saying
Do I
call.
You're covering
dial
your,
Do I get
in
to
your
your
do I
temples
get
and
roll a
just kind
dice?
of yell at nothing in
Come
particular.
on, no.
Nothing in particular happens.
Wait, no, don't tell her we're here. Because the person that I just talked to said that we're not allowed in, but they let us in as like a on the
They
side.
won't let any of us in.
Okay.
All right, to the stain.
Okay.
I just grabbed Cammy and started dragging her towards
I don't
the
even know
stain.
where to find her. She didn't give me anything.
I don't know.
Well, anything else we want to do with our evening?
You can go to the stain.
At this point, you'd probably, getting into the afternoon, started feeling at least a little hungry.
gonna
Now
go-
with access to a town and having had a day to eat food around your things, there's around the other things you need doing. There are restaurants. There is the Stain. There are food stands.
I vote we spend the rest of the day at the Stain, and then after we're done there, we drunkenly stumble off into the woods and get eaten by magical lights. The way I like
That sounds like a
Hear,
great plan.
hear.
That's the Strange Aeons we want to
First
see.
round's
baby.
on me.
So you head
Dang.
back to the
Cammy's
Stain.
limited to one.
That is not true.
One
That's
for
not
you.
true.
One for us is two for you.
I am good at it.
She barely got through half her cup last time.
What's your
I-
fortitude save?
It's good.
It just says we're good.
Just
Group
one big
you.
thumbs up.
Are already on the west side of town. The Stain's not far.
D20 plus.
The tavern is located where it is for a reason. It's close to most of the working warehouses and piers where most of the stevedores and porters work all day, making it. You gonna lift? You okay? do you need help?
Don't acknowledge it, okay?
It only makes it stronger.
Close to where they could quickly head immediately after their shift to take their coin directly from the pier to the bar. And you would
Commerce.
step inside. It's still early in the afternoon. It's not particularly populated. It's, in fact, almost empty at this point. To just a single person sat at the bar with a drink, who just look over their shoulder. No recognition in their face, none of yours either. And shortly afterwards, to the sound of the door, Emin Golston would show back up, coming around up to the bar as well. I come back around, raised a big hand. Hey, welcome back, everybody. How
How
y'all
you doing? Doing
So,
good.
early, isn't it? But we don't judge.
Nah, just here for lunch for now.
Oh, fair enough. Let me take a peek in the back and see if we have anything ready. And he'll head right back again in the back room. After rooting around a little bit, he'd come back up. All right, well, it's a little early. We don't have dinner prepared yet, but I mean, I could roast up a couple of chickens. We got some fresh bread.
Anything.
Sounds
Could
good
make
to me.
you. I got enough to throw together a fine potato stew, if you're interested.
Cammy loves potato stews.
I love potatoes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll get things on the pot for you. Get it
Yeah,
on the boil.
dude.
And he heads back again, just kind of leaving the group of you there at the bar for
Hey,
a bit.
Two Penny, you want to get up on stage?
There's not
Yeah,
that many
sing the
people
frog
here
song.
yet. You know,
See
we
the
gotta
frog song. Frog
Sing the
song.
frog song.
I gotta wait till it's more.
Hey,
packed,
buddy,
know.
you want to hear the frog song?
There's 2 pennies here.
Frog
The
song.
guy's kind of like
Frog song.
looks awkwardly down at his drink.
This man is a world-renowned performer.
As the five of you just sort of hang out at the stage, pestering the poor guy for the audacity to come here at 2 p.m. And enjoying the kind of impromptu meal that Golston could put together for the group of you. As time passed in the afternoon, people would trickle in. People finishing their duties, fishing boats returning, nets full, or to some issue that caused them to come back early. Not very uncommon, honestly. Slowly, the stain would return to how it was when you first arrived. Not packed, but well busted. And after a couple of hours of sitting here, probably maybe 4:30 in the afternoon, you would see Keldrin come inside. Not immediately seeing the group of you sitting wherever you would be by that point, because again, there's a lot of people in the bar, but
Wave him over.
and he makes eye contact, come over. Hey, you made it! Hey, you got everyone! We got a new gang here now. Awesome.
You're about in the first round, right?
I got the 1 silver you gave me. I'm good for 1. And
We were looking for like the rest of the game, like Melson and stuff. But I can't seem to find her.
Nelson?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd met Nelson. I don't think I know her. But hey, you,
We couldn't find Skinsaw either.
yeah, I ain't seen him either, man. I've hardly seen any, like, no one's been around, really. I've just been holding down the corner myself. What, you bar sitters now? Front and center? They ain't the hugs I know.
That's gonna be a fun story for you.
Oh, come on, man. And they'll turn and walk away from the bar and towards like a fairly large, almost like triangular table set in the corner. Right when you come into the stain on your left, it'd be just kind of a huge booth set in the corner with a couple of free chairs at the front side of this little triangle. Now, you believe we used to fill this whole thing up. We had people standing around trying to hang out. Card games going through different places on the table. Man, kind of miss it. I don't know. I know better than that's where everyone went. And you just kind of sit down and scoot and scoot and scoot and scoot to make room for you guys down this bench towards the corner.
Pick up a booster seat.
I will stand
Rude.
on the bench.
They'll say, "Oh, she's standing at a stuffed soul."
But hey, it's good to have you back at least, Hugs. And these new friends. I mean, Two Penny, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think I met the rest of you much. I've seen you around a bit. I'm sorry, I'm real bad with names.
That's
but
fine.
definitely, you've been around. But yeah, sorry, you two are you new?
Yeah, I'm Lawrence Breakstone.
Hey!
Me too.
Forgive me? What?
Out of pocket.
I'm
Forgive
new.
me if I forget that in a couple of minutes. It's
that's fine.
the best of times. I kind of struggle with that. You put a couple of drinks in me, man. That one's gonna be right out the other ear. Come on, Hugs.
Well,
And,
here's where the evening is gonna get fun for you.
Are you sitting down? Or are you just kind of like standing?
I'm
over
gonna
there? Okay.
go in and like get everybody around the table, and then tell him.
Before you even get to that, you scoot in to the edge of the table here and kind of sit back and get ready to launch into this tale of everything that has happened, which I will admit was not expecting to be told so freely to so many people. But
Wait, there's no reason
there's
for us
no
to
reason
hide
not
it.
to. Like
The whole tale?
you sit
My part,
Okay.
and just kind of look out across the table.
like I'm not the person. Like what I intend to tell him.
It's a different party, but friends sat on the benches around you, and this table just sat looking out across the stain towards the stage at the far side, bar on your left. It's a view that feels familiar to you. And as you look out over it, before you start explaining, you don't know anything. You do know something. This is a place that you have said many, many, many times. Keldrin, right next to you at the table. A blonde-haired girl with bright green eyes on your left. A bunch of other friends gathered around. A couple of card games going, some dice being rolled. The girl right next to you, like almost just doubled over in laughter, laughing at something. You can't be serious. I stab him right in the kidneys. Are you kidding me? Oh, look. And she kind of rubs her brow, big smile on her face, and leans her head on one hand, clearly very drunk, to turn and look over at you and Keldrin. All right. I've got an idea here. Listen to this one. And at that point, there's a bit of a commotion at the other end of the table as a man kind of forces a chair over into a space, puts it, and just kind of stands with his hand on the back. He looks very different from the rest of the people in here. He is in something almost akin to a uniform. Bright red accents, very well tailored and made. Like rounded shoulders, a beret perched on his head, and a badge, black and silver, pinned into his lapel. Excuse me. Looking directly at you. You must be Hoglin. And you turn from this girl and look up to him.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Piss off.
He just kind of sighs and walks on a chair and sits down and puts his hands on the table. I'm sorry. I was told that you were the one I would be looking for to contact in here for some reason. To speak to the Count's estate on behalf of the Aspis Consortium. Mr. Harglum. You look at him for a second, and then you kind of lean your head back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, official business and all that. Oh, misunderstood. All right, on behalf of Count Hasserton Lowells IV, steward of Versex County in the state of Thrushmore, piss off.
And kind of grimaces. Doesn't say another word, and stands up and goes to leave the bar. And the girl next to you just kind of shakes her head. What the bloody hell was that?
I don't know. Move.
And you get scooted out of the bench here and head out after him. Just through the doors, kind of following. You can feel in your staggered steps. You've been drinking a bit in here, Mr. Trey Huglum, and your walk is not very straight. But you push out the door of the stain and sort of look to one side and look to the other and almost waddle around to the edge of the corner of the building, where you see this man and two other figures, one with a rapier at his belt and the other with a pair of short swords. These two figures cladded up in heavy red and black leather armor, bolted with metal scales across the front. Again, both identical in their garb. And they kind of turn to look at you, and both their hands fire their weapon, and the man turns back around. Oh, now you're interested in business, or is this just the kind of way you deal dealings? You just sort of stagger forward. The Aspis Consortium does not take the Nile lightly. You can tell your Count that. Or rather, you could take the message from whatever they find here in this alley. And both of the men draw their weapons. And you just sort of like...
I didn't bring my sword. Oh well.
and put your fists up. And then you're back in the stain. Just sitting here, Cauldron on one side, Cammy standing up on the bench so she can be at level on the other. You okay, man? Went to the moon or something there for a minute. You get lightheaded? We haven't even started drinking yet, Hugs.
No. That changes things a little bit.
What? What happened?
Finally remembered something.
Okay.
And then from there, I will launch into the roughly what's been going on with me thing.
With no names.
Yeah. Explaining how he's the only person who seems to actually know me personally that I have actually run into. And then that I do remember this night specifically with the Aspis Consortium.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be real with you. First of all, that's crazy.
You're telling me?
That's like a blackout hangover that doesn't keep giving, man. That's like, really? Like nothing? Like,
Not even you.
wow. Man, wow. That's, that's weird. So they took you to Briar's. Oh, I guess try to fix it, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I move boxes, man. Like,
Yeah. I don't know the stuff you mentioned earlier that you said I left.
oh, the stuff you put back on Pier 17. That I don't know what it was. You just asked me to keep an eye on it. I mean, I haven't like checked it, but no one's gone over there that I've seen anyway. I mean, I'm not like it's probably still there, man. I mean, no one goes to Pier 17. That's why you put it there. Not since like you know.
I don't.
The murders. And people all get spooky, superstitious about it just because.
It's the first time hearing of it.
Oh, it was I don't know, like 2-3 years ago when those three guys, I don't remember their names, found dead on the pier, and then they decommissioned it, and well, no one really goes out there anymore. It's I don't know. But, I mean, it's a pretty good place to keep something. You don't want something else to find. It's probably still there. I haven't seen anyone go out there. It's probably still there.
I'll go check after we're done here.
Huh, cool. So, like, would you have shared that this was everybody or just you?
I was just talking about me.
Okay. So you came back. So these are like, so what? You're hanging out with Two Penny now. Are you like a big celebrity or something?
Yeah, I guess when he lost his memory, his personality got better.
Whatever they want to say about their situations is up to them.
That's funny.
Forgot all the money that I owed him. Just kidding.
If only, man, right? No, man, I don't even know what to say to that. I hope everyone else is okay. I hope that's not like where everyone else. Right? You think
I think it's a very small issue. Not everyone.
Well, it doesn't sound like a small issue, man. That sounds like a big deal.
Yeah.
Big to me, small for everybody.
We wouldn't know.
No, she's a small issue. No, this
She's
is
sensitive
like,
about her size.
oh,
You sure you don't want the booster seat?
You turn her, she's just glaring.
just ribbon, man. I'm not trying to.
She's also bad at taking jokes.
So you said everybody else disappeared?
Well, I mean, I just haven't seen them.
Oh.
I don't know. Like it was. You were like the guy, right? I mean, you and Reese. Everyone else was just kind of coming to hang out. So like, for both of you guys, sort of just me, and I mean, people just trickled off.
Well, Reese's still around. I haven't seen her.
Yeah? Yeah, me neither. But
The only reason I know that is because of him.
oh, you know Reese too?
Yeah.
Man, I'm friends with famous people. This is awesome. It's like that, like the 6 steps to the king thing, where like,
Yeah, 6 degrees.
yeah,
of
everyone
Count
knows
Laos.
the king of Taldor through like 6 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very smart thing for you to say.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like a thing. I heard that from someone once. It was some, I don't remember who told me, man. I was drunk, but like it was some merchant or something that said like it's through like travelers and then connections, like everyone. You know
Speaking of-
someone that knows someone that knows someone.
Like we know Count Laos.
That
That
knows
knows
someone.
someone. 'cause
Yeah.
The counts all know each
I
other.
mean, I don't know Count Laos, but like, yeah, if I did, that'd be like, because I mean, that gets you into like all of Ustalav, They get to
Yeah.
like Califas, and they probably know the king. I don't know. They probably like meet for what's it
Speaking
like?
of
What's that
you-
diplomatically or whatever?
Being drunk, there's a surprising lack of mugs on the table.
I'm sure while he was telling his story, definitely
No,
would have a couple.
no,
of
no,
Okay,
no.
fair enough. Oh yeah. I got this man like this. Man, the story's just crazy. I completely. You're right. Hey, Emin. And he calls out and holds up a silver piece. One for the boys, yeah. And and her. Sorry, I'm really.
Comes out in a half-size glass.
No, it better not.
But you're there.
One stein for the beer and one for my potato stew.
Round comes and
Chuck both of these.
Exactly.
man, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was. Did you? No, you can't know. You're not gonna know that you're gonna forget everything. That wouldn't make any sense.
Me.
Because you were really like adamant about the whatever it was that you stuck in Pier 17. That was like right before you just left, and you were like real stressed about something. Like you wanted me to be. You didn't know what you were going to come back for. You wanted me to check and make sure no one else grabbed it. I mean, like just like a thing that you signed up for for some reason.
It's possible I knew something. The answer's gonna be in that box.
Oh, fair enough.
Plus, we gotta head down to the pier anyways.
How long ago was it that you left, or they left? Did they say?
Oh, I don't know, like month maybe, a little longer. It's been a minute, man. It's almost summer last time I saw you guys around.
It's
Or
coming
you,
on
at
winter
least.
now, right?
It's like fall.
Okay.
Well, for tonight, we'll catch up, eat a good dinner,
Yeah, just
have
like
some
we used
drinks.
to, just like the old times. Hugs is back, baby, and Two Penny's here. This is gonna be great.
Frog song.
The frog song. Oh man, it's been a
You
minute.
just get a grin on MD's face as soon as someone just goes off.
You gonna do the frog song?
It's the night that
You
I don't
gotta,
know.
man. Look.
Maybe. Is it packed?
It's like normal, I guess. It's like it's getting to fall. I mean, harvester coming in, so it's like yeah, it's pretty like yeah.
Sure. I guess we could do it, and then we can look at Pier 17 because I don't know. I'm really curious about what you have.
As am I.
I want to know what's in the box.
So the group you would have, however long you wanted to spend here in the stain.
However long it takes to sing the frog song,
Yeah.
of course.
You have a frog song?
I got one.
Flip
You
the
got the
page.
frog song?
Listen, it's like it's a bit of a limerick. But so there was a frog named Jake who
limerick.
lived on a lake, madly in love with a beautiful dove. For her to notice Jake, what would it take? Crafted a pair of wings from some loose strings, took to the sky, hoping to say hi. How the heart sings. Hearing a bird call, he made his way with head held tall. But that way wasn't a dove, but a heron. To a frog, that means deaf, like Charon. And so the old bird swallowed Jake, wings and all.
And there's some like laughter to this and some like applause. And then some other crowd just like, yo, do the frog song
It's
though.
different. I'm different. My material's
Like,
different.
frog song.
Frog song, frog song, frog song, frog song.
No. Storm out.
And he makes his way on the stain.
The
The
smallest
rest of
choice
you.
I have right now is just making fun of Easy.
The rest of you following quickly after. Making your way back down now to
Pier 17.
Pier 17.
I
It's in a
like the
pretty
limerick.
decent. It's in a
you.
It
pretty.
was wonderful.
I actually did. It was really good, honestly. But like, I feel bad for like, everyone not recognizing it, but it
Everybody's
was
a
good.
critic.
Pier 17, a little shaded. It's the first pier tucked behind the big island, so it can't service any particularly large boats because it's boats have got to fit into the channel back behind the aisle here next to the bridge, and it looks a bit dilapidated. Clearly, this is a pier that's not in service. It's a pier that no one has really worked to maintain for, well, if Kelders would be believed, 2 to 3 years. It's slicked with algae and growth, and some of the planks are a bit askew.
It's almost like 3 people were murdered here and it got abandoned.
Yeah, pretty much. That's almost like when that happened.
Wonder how that
Spooky
happened.
pier.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe you shouldn't charge a fighter to a fight.
What are you all doing as you approach Pier 17?
Finding box.
Exploration, but you're searching then. You're looking for the box, obviously looking for this thing.
Peepers are
You
wide
searching
open.
too?
No, investigating.
Oh, investigation. She's got big thoughts going on. She's big thing. Yeah, I think I take this one.
I am looking for the box.
Like a monocle?
You are
Yeah.
pondering what is the box.
What is box?
But what is the box? No one ever asks how is the box.
I'm curious about where is the box.
Brooding. Not just upset.
I'm consoling
Salty.
Easy.
I'm looking though. I want to see because I saw someone in cloaks last time I was here at night,
Right.
and
This is
I'm also
definitely
kind
a
of
bit,
looking for
a bit
Reese.
east from that. But
Haven't
watch
seen
it,
her all
keep an eye
day.
out. Fair enough.
My peepers are open.
Looking.
Oh, I was going to say looking as well, but if everybody else is looking,
You can
then-
never have too many.
I mean, we are
secrets.
just
Yeah.
looking for a box, so.
Well, I mean, I'm
Well,
going
for-
to watch the surroundings. I assume we're in a fairly open area, so
Yeah, it's up here, just kind of like sticking out of the shore. It's not particularly large. The pier is only like maybe 30, 40 feet long, and like 10 feet wide. It was never a very large pier, so it was not a huge loss for them to just kind of decommission and stop using it. As you make your way out across, those of you who are searchers, you two, and you were also give me your perception checks.
Peeper eyes. That's a dirty 20.
Same. That's 11 plus 9.
I got an 8
30, 20, you're
with a nat 1.
It's a nat
Looking,
one.
it's like-
Is what it is.
She doesn't even know what a box looks like.
What's up, guys? What's up, box?
How many drinks have you had?
box.
So you would not immediately see a box as you approach the pier, but you would see that given the state of damage on the pier and just kind of like lack of maintenance, the surface of it is pretty slick. The algae that has grown across the top of the boards is almost like wet ice. Like you're gonna have to tread pretty carefully across this, or
You know
it's
what I'm required to do.
very likely you're just gonna like slip and bust your butt.
Slide across it. That's a 14 on the die with I'm very well trained in both athletics or
What are you
acrobatics.
trying to do?
Just skim across.
Like the run.
Like where
Kinda
you
do
run
like-
with socks on wood?
Yeah.
okay.
what is it? Top
Like
Gun
at the
or-
beginning of
Dirty Dan? No, it's a
That's-
risky
I
business.
almost said
risky
dirty.
business.
It's risky.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was
So
gonna
as you,
say it.
you see this, well, you have it pointed out to you, I suppose,
Yeah.
and you just
Slick
shoot
out.
out
I
to the
just take
pier,
a couple
you're
like
drunk.
leading
Yeah.
up steps and
We're like
and you just
slippery
step
when wet,
out
and you're like,
and slide,
Yeah.
and you would see Trey, big booted feet now, just tunk, 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 tunk down the planks of the pier, and probably slide like 10 feet, like a third of the way down there,
Dang.
just
Whoa,
that's
slipping
pretty good.
across the
Far.
moss. It is pretty slick.
10.
turn around and drunkenly bow.
So the rest of you following, what are you guys doing? Are you following them out of the pier? Are you staying like on the shore nearby? Because there's no immediate signs of a box or anything.
There's no like
Kinda
the warehouse nearby. I need like
I mean, there's some like a ways back, but
Oh.
I'm gonna say right here. Yeah. Keep an
what if
eye-
this is
Do you want to go with Trey?
Is it
I
still?
want-
Is it dark now?
some would be setting probably in like 30 minutes, so it's still up for now. It's starting to, it hasn't started turning the bright sunset colors yet, so still got daylight.
Can we see like into the water to see if it looks like there might be like a box submerged?
Yeah, looking down to the water, the area of the lake is so forested that you are kind of like shadowed just by the sun hitting the trees more than it is hitting the actual horizon. But looking through the dark water, it's tough to tell. The shores of Thrushmore are honestly not super well suited to supporting piers and docks. It's very muddy and silty, and with all the day's work and even just a couple of ships, the barges that had come in, it's stirred up in the water pretty well. But you can see a good ways down. You can see, like, it's not just black mud. You don't see anything within the first couple of feet of the shore that you can make out before you can't really see the growth and the weeds on the bottom anymore.
Okay.
So
I'm
is
just gonna continue like towards the end of the dock, looking around.
Is Trey the only one on the pier?
I'll come with. 'Cause
I'm
The
on.
pier golem rises.
Well,
The
here's
pier just goes, no.
here's the issue. One extremely large man in metal armor, another extremely large man
fair
in
and
metal
reasonable.
armor. I'm
Yeah,
staying right
from your
with Trent,
perception
Tammy.
check, it doesn't look like it's it hasn't been long enough to be like so structurally unsound that you would break through it. It's mostly the slipping hazard. And a couple of the planks look like they're going to be kind of loose, but they're not like you're going to break through them. They're like they might slide.
I'm good.
Fair enough. So Easy's
I'm
going.
like,
Did you say
I'll
you're going
make
too?
Yeah.
What?
I'll go. I'm
Everybody,
like,
okay, so just MD's hanging out at the mouth of the pier, and everybody else
y'all
is
need
making
me,
their way down the
holler.
dock.
Like 10 feet away, so
Yeah, watch
You're all-
our six.
Picking your steps fairly carefully on the pier here as you go. It is slick, but it doesn't require like an acrobatics check or anything as long as you make your way slow enough and are careful and have seen that it's slick. You can compensate for that fine enough. You're not sure what you're looking for.
I'm just
So-
gonna start looking for people instead of boxes. I feel like this is a good place to trap some, to ambush them.
Yeah, I mean, you're on
I don't
a
know
pier that's like sticking 30, 40 feet just out into the water. There's nothing on the pier. There's nowhere for them to hide. Unless they were like in
the
the
water?
water clinging
Yeah.
to like the
The
supports
poles,
or
yeah.
something.
under
Which
the pier.
would be somewhat challenging for them to get up onto the pier to commit ambush. They would put themselves at a hilarious disadvantage.
They're giving us the high ground.
You
Yeah.
just see them and just stab
they'll
them. and the
never
fight's
see us
over.
coming though.
But yeah, you keeping your eyes out for that. You make your way down looking. I mean, you're certainly checking the poles because you're looking for somewhere that you would have stuck something, some kind of a parcel. You get halfway on the pier, checking a couple of supports, nothing. Almost near the end, still nothing. You get to the very end of the pier, just glancing down at the posts, still nothing obvious. Maybe some perception checks again.
On 11.
22.
22. Trey, you're just drunk.
Yeah.
Easy. Looks, you kind of get to the end of the pier, and you're trying to look around, look down at the poles. You're kind of looking through the boards to see if there's anything underneath this. You see a little bit of what might be like a clump of barnacles. It might be a clump of moss. There's like something that's like well up under the pier. Under the end of the pier, tucked up kind of against the support of the last set of poles.
I pointed out. Could you use your long stick to get it?
Gonna take my sword. And you said it's tucked under, so it's not immediately there?
Yeah, it's like a little. You have to like if you were like kneeling down the end of the pier and like reach under it, it's like back under the boards.
You know what's easier than that? Breaking a couple of those boards. So it's easy. So it's just right there.
Fair enough.
So it's
You
Chop,
use the
chop.
handle, it starts just whacking the pier.
Move.
And you start kind of just bashing this, just a thunk, thunk. I mean, it's a pier that was meant to support like cargo movement.
no, I meant chop it because I have.
Oh, you're
It's a
whacking.
+1
You're whacking the pier.
striking
Oh, okay.
sword. Like it's
My
gonna
mistake.
cut.
I thought you had any care for the sharpness of your blade. Fair enough.
No.
You're just whacking away. Like
zero.
it's
He's
a
action.
hobgoblin.
Whacking away and sending up like little sprays of the algae muck that's crusted across this, and some little splinters of wood as you just whack away at this.
Just drawing any attention.
And it's you kind of like look back at the town. It's late enough now that the dock work for the day is all the fishing boats have mostly come in, save for the ones that are staying out late. There's none nearby. The sun's setting. There's like almost nobody in the streets over here. Nobody's really looking. He's just hacking and whacking and smacking. But as you're looking back, and MD's like watching this in disbelief, you two, kind of facing towards each other, would see a big splash in the water, about 20 feet out from the shore. Like something huge, like a cannonball, had been dropped in. But it doesn't splash down, it splashes up as a dark mass surges up out of the water and onto the pier. In the waning light, the shadow of the sun here in the forest, you, for a moment, can't even tell what it is covered in moss and algae. It just looks like a formless mass. And then you hear a horrible gnashing and chattering emanating out from this thing.
Oh no, it
Oh my
followed
God.
us.
No matter what, we're gonna fight
And
this
I
thing.
need everyone to roll me.
We can't close the door outside.
Summon
Please, we said no.
Can I use my attack roll for initiative since I'm chopping?
Punching here.
I should have been looking for
I
blobs,
hate
not
that for
people.
you.
I hate that for you so much, my guy.
Yeah, it's fine.
We got
You rolled a
flanked.
4.
I threw
can't
my
escape.
die in there and it bounced over to an 18.
Yep.
I was thinking jump. Okay, so that's not an ant.
Boys.
Chirpy.
Chattering, chirping.
Oh god.
You might say
there.
it's jabbering.
And gibbering, maybe.
Could be.
It's like a mass of those little
Okie
wind-up
dokie.
gibberish.
Trey.
I actually forgot what I rolled for a second. So
Good thing it's right there.
Yeah, 22.
22. Cammy.
17 on the die, so that's a 26.
Sick. Easy.
10 plus 9, 19.
You got 22 normally. So, MD.
9 plus 8, 17.
Who wants to go first?
I think he's higher.
Didn't you get 17?
I had 19.
Oh,
10 plus
19.
9.
You're right. And Marius.
Go up.
4 for a total of 14.
Ooh, sick. Got some very big ones on the bottom end there. This guy is going to get...
A 1.
What'd you have, Trey? 22?
Yes.
Samesies.
Cool. So I go first, right?
Cammy, as you hear this thing surge up out and see some of the moss and algae start to slough off of it, it looks like just a mound of eyes and teeth. No particular direction, almost just formless, gibbering and looking in every direction. I need you to make me a will save.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
No, no, no. Oh.
Almost bad.
18 on the die, 28.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
Forget about it.
That doesn't exist. That's not real.
Not
But since
at
you were
all.
investigating, what is your occultism?
That is a. Where's it go? Plus 12.
Nice.
You're smart. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. 1. All right.
It's a 1.
This is a dog.
You don't know what the hell this thing is. It looks similar to a nightmare you would have seen back in Briarstone. It does not look like a thing that should exist. It should be here in the very literal flesh in Thrushmore. But this horrible mumbling, this rambling it's doing, bores into your brain and makes it hard to think. You can see that it looks pretty much shapeless, and you can tell that slashing and piercing attacks are going to be less effective than just squishing something like that.
Okay.
That's no actions. That's because you're investigating.
Okay. Okay then. I don't like going first.
What's the best
Why don't
place
you
for to
hold?
be?
No, because there's a reason that I did this to myself. I took the little feet. So as I'm looking over to Trey, I'm gonna be like, you guys, don't slash it. Just we're gonna stomp it down. Stomp it down. You're stoked. Stoke the heart.
So stoked.
You're excited about that, actually.
So stomping the pier.
And then I'm gonna look out at it, and kind of reaching my hand forward, kind of like shielding my eye because it's just like so overwhelming. I'm gonna try and cast Ray of Enfeeblement.
Ooh, okay. And is that an attack roll or is it a big save?
I attempt an attack roll first.
Shoot a
and
laser.
Then there's a save.
Oh yeah, that's a double dipper.
A little twofer, if you will. Well. Okay. It's a 8 on the die, it's an 18.
18. You shoot this thing out, slipping a little on the dock as you do, and this little ray kind of startled you here. Just sears off over it and just kind of fizzles into nothing.
That is all right. See you next time.
This weird little thing is going to slowly start to ooze its way down the dock, just rolling down the wood. And you can see as it moves that the wood and the algae, the pier around it, almost looks like it softens and distorts. And as it rolls up towards Marius, two things happen. The first of which is that a set of jaws that looks almost just like oversized human teeth just kind of roll out on a pseudopod from this thing and just kind of snap towards you for a bajillion to hit. For a 33.
Yeah, that'll crit.
It's like for it's a pretty big hit, yeah. And this oversized mouth looks like it can open wide enough to about fit around your torso as it just chomps with an incredible amount of force. You are going to take 22 points of piercing damage
Oh no.
and be locked in this set of jaws as you are grabbed. Additionally, as the teeth rip and gnaw into you, you're going to feel this wound start to bleed pretty profusely. Trey. You already got your sword in your hand.
Yeah.
Feel it with a weapon out.
But Cammy said smash. And you know
Make
what
me
would
a
be
will save.
real good for smashing? One of these large planks I've been cutting into.
That'll be true. We'll save first.
That will be a 19.
No.
Is it a
You're
fear
so
effect?
lucky. It is not, no.
Because that'd be a 20.
You're good. This gibbering is like really setting you
I
off.
found the DC, guys. Don't worry.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead. Take your turn, buddy.
So, I'm going to take one of these big old planky boys.
Okay.
That's the Great Club. Because you said they're pretty
It's a
thick.
big plank. It's a big plank. Like you could use it. It's a big improvised smacking weapon for sure.
Cool. I got a big old bludgeoning stick now.
Okay.
And how slippery is slippery?
Pretty slippery. You guys have been like, you got that first little slide, but you guys have been making your way like kind of carefully. It really is like kind of like walking on ice. I don't know if you ever walked on like wet algae. It's pretty slick.
I used to live up north. We got
Oh,
wet
that's
algae
true.
and ice.
This thing also seem to visibly be distorting the wood around it even further.
Can I slide maneuver again? So basically just like athletics check to move at full speed.
It would be an acrobatics check. but yes.
Acrobatics. I'm not bad at either of those, so. And yeah, not terrible. So 23.
23 will
To
do it,
move
yeah,
at
for
full
sure.
speed.
With 23, you would be able to slide up past Cammy and Easy here, big plank in hand, up to this horrible thing.
Alrighty. What do you want me to use for the damage? Just D8?
I mean, your attack roll it's an improvised weapon, so it's going to be
Improvised weapon, but
-2.
for the damage.
Yeah, damage. I mean, you're two-handing it. I'll give you a D10.
Sure.
If you just left Red Destiny on the pier over there, I'll give you a
Red
D10.
Destiny just put down this picked up.
Yep, just -2 to hit for the improvised weapon.
Alrighty.
Because these are regular improvised weapon rolls now.
So that's a 28. I'm a fighter.
Fighter! 28 will smack him.
Cool.
And then, yeah, give me a D10.
Minimum damage, so 5.
Well, I have good news about the fact that you feel like you quite literally did twice that much damage as
cool.
This giant board just splats into the formless flesh of this thing, feeling very little resistance. There's no like
Squish it.
bones or skeleton in there. That's extremely effective. Easy.
Okay.
Make me a will save.
Okay.
DC 19, boys.
Okay, I rolled a 16
Oh, you're fine.
plus 9, so I'm good. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Don't sob. We've fought a blob.
Ah!
It's seemed like this one followed us home, and it's covered in sea foam. We'll throw it off with a lob. And that's courage.
And that's good.
Everyone's
then-
juiced.
And then seeing how well you did, I'm going to also just fling a plank at it. 'cause there's
Fair enough.
a bunch of loose
Sounds
planks.
like projectile. Plank it up.
Okay, that's a 5. Okay, that's a 5. I don't want it to be a 5. Wait,
You got 2 hero points.
I got 2 hero points. I'm
Yeah.
going to...
Think about what those hero points could do for you, though.
It could do something.
It could hit a blob.
I'm going to...
This is what he says when he's trying
Spend
to
a
get you to
hero.
spend it.
Because I want to hit it. What is that, cock?
It's cocked.
It's cock really good. It's cock really good.
It's a natural 1.
You have a Bane, buddy.
Oh boy, what's it gonna be? There's no out for
You
this.
have a Bane. You use your magic to reach out and try to fling a plank towards this. And on the back of that card, there's going to be a couple of categories. One of them is going to say spell. Tell me what it says in the spell
Your
section.
bones explode.
Oh, no. Just exploding skull.
Oh no!
Does that say you die?
Could die if I fail.
Yeah, that's one of the instant deaths.
If I succeed, I take 3d6 mental damage. If I fail, my head explodes and I die.
Well, we're not going to do you die, but we are going to have you make, what, a fortitude save?
My best save?
How did you explode your head?
You reach
I
out.
imagine-
I
With
was joking about the bones
I mean,
exploding.
you
You
see
reach
this
out
guy.
with this
That's
magic.
exactly that.
You reach out with this magic, and this like gibbering, this chattering of this thing is just boring into your brain, and you try to pull your focus away from that to move this board, but you can't, and it turns the force of this telekinetic projectile inward, and you telekinetic projectile your own skull. Give me a fortitude save.
Okay. 20. 15 plus 7. What is the
DC is your level DC, so
Just
Oh,
like
class
standard DC.
yeah, it's no, it's the I got it right here. What'd you get? 20?
22?
22. That passes, so you take what, 3d6?
Yeah.
But don't worry, because he's into that.
10. You take 10
That's healthy.
points
That's
of
it.
bludgeoning damage
So
as
keep
this
you
spell
awake.
backfires and you feel you slam your own head almost like off your shoulders here.
Oh no, it's like when you hold a sneeze in.
Yeah, that too is 10 points of bludgeoning damage, yes.
Easy is still taking more friendly fire damage.
MD.
How does jumping work? I have quick jump.
Quick jump would mean you roll an athletics check and you go as far as you rolled up
15.
to your speed.
15 plus a 12 is 27. I have a
So
30
your
foot
move-
movement.
So 25.
30 foot movement.
Yeah, so you're jumping, are you just trying to jump at him?
Yeah, I'm just jumping towards him. So
Yeah, I mean, you would get. Make me an acrobatics check, because you're jumping onto the slippery slime.
it's better than walking through the slippery slide.
That's fair.
Does plus 1?
30.
Does plus 1 damage affect myself?
Yes.
Okay, so 11.
Buff yourself to play.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna use this
Okay.
hero point to
You roll the acrobatics.
do better. 11 on the die, so 21.
21. You come in and you would slide right up to this thing. And you're confronted with the same thing in front of you that Trey has, that Marius has. It has no facing, it has no shape. It's just eyes and like human mouths pointing out at random everywhere. It is, in fact, not flanked right now, as it is unperturbed, looking all directions at once.
Well then, you know what they say. With the momentum from the slide, I'm gonna punch it.
Because slide.
Natural 20.
Whoa! You got a blast!
Let's go.
Bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, sighting fist with my new gauntlets.
With the new gauntlets and whatever the bludgeoning damage option. on
Surprise
there
opening. You can gain one action that you can use before the end of your turn to use an attack action against the target.
is. You still have
get
3
another
actions.
attack.
There's still 2 actions left.
Yeah, so-
that basically didn't even count as an action.
So we got the damage. So for 7, 8 total.
8 again. Gonna do much more than that.
And punchy number 2. You know, it's a good old fashioned another roll. The third action to punch again.
Third punch.
Actually, I want to try to trip it. It's an attack action.
Yeah, you can do that.
It's a
Minus
minus
10.
10, but
20s exist.
no, it's a 7 on the die.
Oh.
What's the total?
That's not a 20.
8, 19 total. Probably minus 10, so
9.
9.
Well, at 9, you try to somehow topple
I just
this
grab it
weird
and just
thing,
try to move it.
it's much heavier than you expect it to be, and it sort of lashes out and just knocks you down instead. You are going to be knocked prone. I need a will save from you.
2 plus 8, so 10. Very terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I don't
A
actually.
little
know how that
stressed. Marius.
This thing's a little
right.
gibbery.
And a will save from you as well.
7 plus 10 for 17.
Marius, as this thing bites into you, you and MD are both going to feel a little bit more stressed. And before I get into a little further detail, here I'll point to my GM, see you Monday from Gary. So we can take
Oh
one of
my
these.
gosh! I'm over here doing math.
This thing bites into you,
Thank you, Gary.
and you, this shattering now coming from what feels like all around you, you feel yourself like completely encased, drowning in it. You have your clan dagger back, right?
Yes.
You are going to pull out your clan dagger, and you are just going to immediately slash and try to cut yourself free. You have quick draw, right?
Yes.
So make me an attack roll with that clan dagger.
That's just a 6 plus 8. 14.
Yeah, 14. As you just sort of cut and stab into it, there's just so much flesh. This thing is like 6-7 feet across and around. It is large. It's a huge rolling mound. You're hopeless. You're barely cutting into this at all. You lash out blindly. Make me another attack with the clan dagger.
Exactly the same.
And one more, for the boys at home.
Less.
Honestly, great turn to roll complete garbage on.
Can
you,
I just re-roll the last one?
you don't want to.
Okay.
You're confused.
I'm confused.
And you just flail and lash your whole turn, poking and cutting some wounds in this thing. Some of the places even where you feel it, where you feel your knife kind of stab and cut into minor wounds, you just see more teeth appear inside, filling this gap, filling this bloody wound with just another jaw. Cammy.
Okay.
Actually, I hate to ask. Was there a bleed on the?
Oh yeah.
one?
You take
I hate to ask.
8 points of bleeding damage.
How are you doing?
I'm okay for now.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, certainly not great, but
You
I'm
could have fooled
still
me.
okay right now.
Looking a little pale.
Shoot. Okay. Well, first I will sustain.
Did it.
I feel quite
Glows
stoked.
a little bit. Oh gosh. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. And I haven't been told this explicitly, but I would assume this is an undead of some kind.
Fair enough.
Seems to be a lot of
You
things.
made the knowledge check.
I did.
It does not appear to be undead. No.
How?
This is not an undead. How? This is some kind
It's a
of.
fleshy amalgamation.
It is a horrible aberration. It
that-
is living.
Oh,
This is a
no.
living pile of flesh, teeth, and eyes.
Okay, new plan. That card's gone. Oh gosh. I'm gonna try and as I'm staring out at it and like hearing all of the like mumbling and stuff, I'm gonna try and almost mimic it and direct it back at it as I start doing my own mumbling. This is Days.
Okay. It's going like a will
Sound
save.
powder
I'll
rapper
mumble
over
right
here.
back. I'm like, abba dabba 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 dabba.
It's just two mumble rappers going back and forth.
Everyone make a will
Where's
save.
the will save? Where is it supposed to?
Will save, yes.
Yes. Okie dokie. 26.
26
It's probably a regular success, I'd imagine.
is pretty good. It's just a regular success. And it's only if you. Oh no. I understand. So
Probably takes half damage, I would imagine. Or does nothing? Does Daisy do nothing on a success?
well, it's gonna take the It's gonna take. Okay. Chill out. So,
Would you like me to read the card out loud for the class?
no. Okay. Just
Everybody calm down!
Oh my gosh! Don't ask me so many questions. You didn't currently fail. You're not stunned. Okay.
Okay.
That's the important
Does it say a
part.
basic save?
Yes, it's a basic
Okay,
save.
so it
So,
takes-
and there would be 4 because it's my modifier, so it's 2.
Yes.
Yay!
But he felt that.
He did. He took 2 damage. He categorically felt it.
He's coming for you.
You better hope not.
So that's me.
All right, well, Mr. Gibbers here
Oh, that's a cute name.
is... Well, he's got a hold of Marius. He's got a maw around you, and that maw is just going to kind of continue chewing and munching. It's unpleasant. It does not feel good. These giant teeth are quite damaging. It's going to be a 26 to hit you.
Yeah, it's,
It's like a bulldog. With
We're
his
looking
favorite
for not a
toy.
crit.
yeah.
That's going to be 18
Okay.
points of piercing damage as it just continues to gnaw. And it gnaws almost like a crocodile, sort of twisting and rolling. As it rolls forward into Trey, standing here with the plank. Its mass just rolling at you. Make me a reflex save.
12.
That's a critical failure. And as Trey reels back and slams this plank into the thing, you see it splat in the side of this thing, whatever this mound is, and it just rolls and folds up over it. And rolls forward, up the arm, and over Trey.
So, I am.
I don't know why I thought it was 5. It's a +8. It's 3 higher.
Yeah, it's not going to get
It's
out
a
of failure
15.
town, yeah.
So, still failure.
Even though I'm prone, am I able still to react to pursue it? Because it is moving away from me.
Can't reactive pursuit from the floor. No.
'Cause it-
Good try,
No.
but no.
'cause-
You see this thing completely roll over and engulf Trey. Just subsume into the mass as it runs him over. And from his space, as it rolls, a mouth on the backside coming down towards Cammy
No.
opens up and hacks and spits a line of a clear, almost burning spit or bile straight at
Would you say I'm being targeted by a ranged
You're
strike?
absolutely being targeted by a ranged strike.
It automatically misses. Thank you, Sane Fox.
That's a good card right
And
there.
what-
I
and
saw
you-
that come in. I was like, that's for me.
And you immediately duck to the side, and then sprays over you and
I
into
dodge
the
over
lake.
and then I'm like,
So almost like, oh, instinctively
what?
into the lake beyond. Trey, you are inside the thing. You are a bunch of stuff that is fun. Grabbed, slowed 1, and cannot breathe. You also definitely cannot swing that plank around anymore. As you
Immediately
just-
letting go.
Right. There's just now a board inside this thing.
Throwing hands.
You got the 1-inch punches.
I got no
going
other
on.
choice.
All right, give me some attacks.
Still at the same attack modifier because I'm swinging to be lethal.
Yes, and like your none of the things it does actually reduce your attack modifier, just grabbed and slowed.
Yeah.
But you do only get 2 swings.
So that will be a 19. It's flat-footed if it's engulfing me. Unless it has a thing that says it can't be.
It is flat-footed against you because like its thing does not apply
We
to the
learned that with
flat-footed from you
True
being
Sheep.
inside it. Yep. So then 19.
It's flat-footed because
Yeah, when something
What's
eats
it gonna do? Dodge you? You're inside it. Like,
this is such a weird.
you can no longer hear Easy's performance. Your heart is
I'm
still
still
stoked.
heart-stoked, which gives me a higher...
You are still stoked, but a 19 will just hit.
I
its
didn't
flat foot.
factor that in.
Yeah, I'm saying it will just hit.
All right, and that will be 9 damage.
9 damage, and then massively more than that due to the weakness to bludgeoning.
And then hit it again. And this is at a +6. Yeah, that will miss. That's a 5. Only on an 11.
Yeah, that one's not going to quite do it.
And I believe
You slowed once, that's all you got.
that slowed one, and then holding breath is con modifier.
Yep, you can hold your breath for a number of rounds equal to your con modifier, and it uses 2 if you're attacking, so it's counted as 2 rounds. So you're very quickly.
It's like a
not your
minute
con
and a
modifier,
half.
It's like your con. Well, I'm sure it's not 1 round. We'll look to it in a minute.
Yes.
While you're in here, you're punching. You have very little room to move. You get some damage in. You feel teeth biting and ripping around you. You take 17 points of piercing damage.
Jeez.
Easy.
Okay. Well, I hurt my head. My eyes red. I'm probably just stressed about my frog song. The crowd is all wrong. Kill this thing dead.
Okay.
That's courage.
That sounds like great courage to me.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna look at Marius and be like, all right, sticks and stones break flesh and bones, but you're Marius Greyfall. You got the wherewithal. You hear this tone, and that's soothe. So I'm gonna fix you up. So that's two of these. No, wait.
2 of them D10s. It's 5 plus your con modifier rounds. So what's your con modifier?
Oh.
2?
3.
3, so you got 8 rounds
So
that use
6.
2.
6 and 7 plus 4. 17.
Thank you.
Ow.
Much appreciated.
That's it.
That brings us around to MD, who, as he on the ground sees all this happening, you are absolutely overwhelmed by whatever the noises coming out of this thing's myriad mouths are. You can't parse it. You don't know if it's language. You don't know how it's having its effect. Do you have any weapons on you?
I have this and
Gauntlets are weapons.
a razor tucked away.
With a razor?
Yeah.
You're going to stand up. You're going to step over to this thing here. And you're just going to let loose an absolutely wild swing. Give me an attack roll.
15 on the die plus 10, so 25 total. 26 total.
That'll hit.
3, 4, 8.
Marius, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh man, I'm good at friendly
As
fire.
this, like,
Not again.
wild haymaker comes in from an absolutely overwhelmed and confused MD who has completely lost track of friend and foe. Marius, I need a will save
Again.
from you. This happens to you a lot.
Oh God, not 12.
Confused again. You take this hit and you immediately lash out with your clan dagger towards wherever this is coming from, just a desperate defense. Make me an attack roll.
Okay, that's 21 plus 1 to 22.
That hits. Give your clan dagger damage.
Yes. That's 5.
MD takes 5 points of damage. As Marius, also completely overwhelmed, slashes back. You can make a flat check to overcome the confusion. Make me another attack roll, Marius. Got 12. You're no longer confused.
No.
Give me another one. Throw him on the board.
That's 10 on the dice, but the what's it? Minus minus
As
6.
you
on-
reach and cut and slash wildly against this thing, against MD, against everything around you, you gain another stress. You go up to 3. You're not sure what's going on. You can't even think. This chattering is your whole mind. But you plunge the knife in, and you feel it clank against something. Well, you rip it down, dealing with just superficial damage to this thing. You rip open a hole that Trey tumbles out of onto the pier. But no sooner does he fall out from this void that it fills with teeth. and reaches out and closes around you, knocking you and this formless mass over the side of the pier and into the water.
Ooh, ooh, oh no!
You hear the splash. You all see it drop as it and Marius just donk into the darkness. And the water here, 20, 30 feet out from the shore, there is no hope of seeing where it has gone. What do you do?
Is there like a
Lash out because it definitely got away from me.
Oh, yeah, give me an attack of opportunity.
I react to pursue it.
Yeah.
16. I can hear now. So 17, 27.
We'll
It
definitely
was
hit.
flat-footed because I was still inside of it when it left me.
You're out when it left you. I mean, that wouldn't be crit either way. Give
Just
me
trying to fish for everything I can.
a damage.
And then 1 bonk for another 9 damage. Plus the weak.
Immediately, MD, having overcome his confusion by being stabbed so he can do this, is going to dive off the pier after it as his reaction, dropping into the water as well. Kimi?
I'll go over to the edge of the pier and see. Can I see anything?
Make a perception check.
Okay. It's not getting better. It's a 6 on the die. It's a 13.
You look in, you can see the ripples, the motion of the surface of the lake where they dropped in. You can just see the feet of MD kicking as he dives in after this thing.
Can I
Out of
still-
sight.
Is his foot still out?
MD, it's in the water, but you can see it.
Can I tap it?
You can swing for it.
Okay. Because I would like to try and cast light on his foot.
Okay.
So what? Wait, what am I?
You don't need to roll anything. You just do it. You just
I
put the
can.
light in your hand. You
Oh,
just reach
okay.
down. You tag his boot,
Yeah.
and
Just like
the heel of your boot starts to glow
I saw a kid in the store the other day that had rain boots on, like the ones I was talking about
Oh.
earlier. They led up on the bottom.
through this murky water.
it's like really cool Skechers. It's like
And you see light erupt out from MD underwater here, briefly illuminating this huge mass that has already dropped like a stone down to the bottom of the lake, just rolling down the lake bed back into the abyss. As quickly as it arrived, it is gone. And so too is Marius.
do you think?
And you realize pretty much immediately that you've got no hope of swimming to catch up with this thing. It is just rolling out into the lake like a rock. It's gone. You lose sight of it in seconds.
I'm gonna throw a life preserver because you're in some heavy armor.
You see Indy kind of reached really fast, like filling with. Just learn something. Don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big life preserver rings.
Just flailing. You got a group together here. Reach down and haul MD up out of the dark water. Now 4 on this pier.
Go retrieve my sword so that doesn't end up in the water too.
As you pick that up, you see that whatever is tucked underneath the pier here, which looks to be a package wrapped in heavy burlap, is one good yank of the planks away from pulling out. As you put a hand on it, reach down to quickly at least grab that, at least get what you came for. Here is where we will end tonight's session of Strange Aeons.
Can't go to the face. He's like, look her over, make sure she's not hurt.
You can look into the lake, peer into the waters as hard as you can, but where this thing has gone with Marius is imperceivable.
he probably doesn't
Back to
need to
Thrushmore.
breathe as a ghoul.
Yeah, I don't need breath.
He's already dead.
Yeah, what's the worst that can
Don't
happen?
need-
Die
Can't
again.
kill me more.
Don't need breath.
It's probably fine.
If he dies, he just comes
He's
back
a
as a
merman
ghoul.
now.
He
could
just survived worse.
He could eat his way out.
This is like a buffet.
Oh, you
It
can
is
eat
letting
Great
you do
for
what they say,
you.
yeah.
all living flesh, apparently.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's just a flesh ball.
It's like when you said that your preferred
it's a-
terrain for a fight.
It is a meatball.
It is a meatball for
Why don't
you.
you try biting it?
Probably delicious because he didn't get a turn. He was confused both rounds. Oh, fair.
Now it's nice and quiet. I get to think about it.
Fresh
This is
water to help
fine
wash it down.
Italian cuisine.
Thanks for hanging out with
It's
us,
seafood.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week, 3 p.m. Eastern, here on twitch.tv/UGT show. It's Monday. We got another episode of Malevolence coming up. There's not a whole lot of those left. There's not a lot of those left. That's very much winding down. Man, it has been a lot of adventure in one spooky mansion.
Has the Numida family self-destructed yet?
We're getting there.
How many? Which one were you?
The whole family, like
Oh,
the whole thing.
And if you want even more content than that, over on our Patreon, which should have some links below, I believe, we're about to hop off and take a break ourselves and record a post show for this. So we got a lot of those. We're gonna have one for every. We're gonna try for every episode of every show that we record going forward. That's going to be a lot of content for just $5 a month supporting us over on the Patreon. That support helps us keep making these shows. As, of course, does all the love we get given here with the hero points, the blesses, the banes. You get easy, blows his own head up. Like, you just get free attacks. And
I'm just impressed you drew the instant blow your head up spell.
Yeah.
I love how
didn't
correct the cards we get are.
They're
Like
solid.
surprise opening.
before we go, whether you're the greatest heal or the greatest heal, you're a hero to me. Gary, gonna last little hero playing card I have for MD. Take that. Love that for next week. Enjoy your weekends,
You're not
everybody.
gonna
Stay
read it?
safe.
Hold the line.
Stay sane. Hold the line. We'll see y'all next week. Good night.